Battery energy storage. Union Cabinet has approved a scheme for the viability gap funding for the development of battery energy storage system. Key highlights of the scheme analysis development of 4,000 megawatt hour battery energy storage system project by 2030. It will provide a financial support of up to 40% of the capital cost as budgetary support in the form of viability gap funding. Viability gap funding एक grant है, one time है और deferred, provided to support the infrastructure project that are economically justified but fall short of the financial viability. The scheme target to achieve a leverage cost of storage ranging from 5.5 to 6.6 per kilowatt hour to make the stored renewable energy a viable option to manage the peak power demand. LCOS leverage cost of storage reflects the total cost of the battery energy storage provided by the energy it is projected to provide over the course of its useful life. A minimum of 85% of the battery energy storage system capacity will be made available to DISCOMs to enhance the integration of the renewable energy into electricity grid and minimize the wastage. Take integration of renewable energy into electricity grid and minimize the wastage. The selection of BES developers for the viability gap funding grant will be carried out through a very transparent competitive bidding process to promote a level playing field for the public and the transparent competitive bidding process. The selection of the battery energy storage system developers for the viability gap funding grant will be carried out through a very transparent competitive bidding process to promote the level playing field for the public and the private sector entries. Battery energy storage system, it is characterized under the electrochemical storage system. Therefore, invoke for type of electric energy storage which uses different electrochemical reaction to store electricity. Energy storage system have a multitude of application in the energy sector and can be used independent of or as a part of the power system infrastructure at various levels in generation, transmission and distribution. Type of battery energy storage system. Standard non-flow batteries. It consists of a pair of plates, that is electrodes, immersed in an electrolyte separated by non-conducting material. Lead acid battery, nickel cadmium battery, lithium ion battery, lead acid, lithium ion, sodium sulfur, nickel cadmium. Flow batteries, it uses tanks of electrolyte and membranes to control the flow of electrons and pumps to control the flow of electrode. Redox flow battery, hybrid flow battery. Need of the domestic manufacturing of the battery energy storage system, reduction of the battery cell imports and the prevention of the outflow on the forex reserve. Reduction of battery cell imports and the prevention of outflow of forex reserve. रिडक्शन ऑफ बैटरी सेल्स, हम क्या करते हैं, बैटरी सेल्स को, बैटरी के जो सेल होते हैं उसे इंपोर्ट करते हैं. एंड प्रिवेंशन ऑफ आउटफ्लो ऑफ फॉरेक्स रिजर्व. सो एडवांस मैन्युफैक्चरिंग विल एनेबल द इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल डिप्लॉयमेंट एंड द रिड्यूस ऑल import to a great extent. It may also result in the growth of the mining sector. Feed is increasing demand via domestic raw material, increasing opportunity for the skill development, incubation centers, entrepreneurship program with the current advanced chemistry cell ACC's battery manufacturing plant of 50 gigawatt hour. IESA estimated the program shall generate a minimum of 5 lakh employment opportunities. Assistance in meeting the Panchamrit target at COP26 of the UNFC. COP26 United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change में हमने COP26 में Panchamrit target of the government. It will also assist in reducing the air pollution in the urban center by reducing air pollution in the urban centers by reducing emission. It will enable the renewable energy integration with grid to ensure the stable and the flexible power system operation. Now, what are the challenges of the battery manufacturing in India? Raw material availability, extremely low reserve of the in-course material like challenges क्या है, raw material like lithium, cobalt, nickel, battery grade graphite which are key constituent for manufacturing the electrodes and electrolyte. Absence of the major partnership or the bilateral agreement with the major raw material producing countries like ऑस्ट्रेलिया में निकल कैडमियम मिल जाता है, निकल और लिथियम मिल जाता है. चिली में लिथियम बहुत ज़्यादा है, ब्राज़ील में निकल है. तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया, Chile and Brazil. Policies and regulation. Policy uncertainty such as discontinuation of the tax holidays, take a reduction of the accelerated depreciation benefit. Okay. Technology and the material science. Lack of the appropriate technology transfer, exchange of information due to the technology patent is also a key concern. Limiting the technical expertise gained at the local level. Lack of high quality research and development infrastructure for research and advanced cells and the battery manufacturing. Absence of the electrical vehicle and the storage. Absence of EVs and storage policies and dedicated components to support the indigenous battery manufacturing at the state level. ना ही electric vehicle है, ना ही storage policies है. Reluctance among the bank financial institutions provide loans for a new technology due to the lack of the कि भाई नया टेक्नोलॉजी में पैसा ही नहीं देते because technical expertise नहीं है, standardized financial model नहीं है. Lack of technical expertise and a standardized financial model. So lack of assured offtake and a guarantee market further aggravate the issue of financing. Miscellaneous. There are chances that a boom in the lithium-ion battery manufacturing market can hamper the livelihood of players in the supply chain of lead-acid technology. Notice the need to protect the domestic industry against the cheap and the superior quality of the Chinese import. Need to protect domestic industry against the cheap and the superior quality of Chinese import. Way forward. Demand creation. Okay, implementation of a soft loan facility for the discoms transmission companies to deploy energy storage and the battery solution. Facilitate demand creation of e-buses, e-cab, e-auto backed with MOS and the firm contracts with the state transport unit, cab aggregators and operators railways. Phase manufacturing program incentivizing advanced cell manufacturing supported adequately by states to encourage investors. Phase manufacturing program implementation of a soft loan facility for discoms transmission companies to deploy energy storage and battery solution. Facilitate demand creation of e-buses, e-cab, e-auto backed with MOU and firm contracts with state transport units, cab aggregators and operators railway. Phase manufacturing program it incentivizing advanced cell manufacturing supported adequately by state to encourage investors. Phase manufacturing program it incentivizing advanced cell manufacturing. Okay, demand creation implementation of a soft loan facility for discom transmission company to deploy energy storage and battery solution. Facilitate demand creation of the e-bus, e-cab, auto soft loan facility demand creation backed with MOUs and firm contracts with the state transport unit, cab aggregator and operator railway. Phase manufacturing program incentivizing advanced cell manufacturing supported adequately by the state to encourage the investor. There should be a minimum 50% of the value addition to the cell manufacturing ecosystem in India. 50% value addition to the cell manufacturing ecosystem in India by the manufacturers to the eligible for subsidy. State government can provide support under the various categories including infrastructure support and making provision for subsidized utilities such as electricity taxation. Redesign GST rate to discourage the import and encourage domestic procurement of the batteries. Granting tax holiday to battery manufacturers, incentivizing in-house research and development, etc. Recycling and sustainability ensure the effective implementation of the extended producer responsibility and digitize waste management to move from end-of-life approach to circular economy. Recycling sustainability ensure effective implementation of the ensure effective implementation of the extended producer responsibility, digitize waste management to move from end of life approach to circular economy. एक है एंड ऑफ लाइफ अप्रोच, दूसरा है सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी, रिसाइकलिंग सस्टेनेबिलिटी, इम्प्लीमेंट एक्सटेंडेड प्रोड्यूशन, रिसाइकलिंग सस्टेनेबिलिटी, एक्सटेंडेड प्रोड्यूशन रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, एंड ऑफ लाइफ अप्रोच एंड सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी. Initiative undertaken for battery energy storage system in India. Legal status for the energy storage system as a generator, transmission or distribution element issued by the Ministry of Power on in January 2022. Bidding guidelines for the battery energy storage system notified by the Ministry of Power in March 2022. National framework for promoting energy storage system unveiled by the MOP in August 2023. Battery waste management rule 2022 to promote the circular economy in BES sector. Circular economy. Next है हमारा Geological Survey of India estimated an inferior resource of 5.9 million tons of lithium ore in the unity of Jammu and Kashmir. Million tons of lithium ore. Survey of India inferred resource of 5.9 million ton of lithium. ओके नेक्स्ट है एनर्जी स्टोरेज सिस्टम. एक मैकेनिकल, इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल, इलेक्ट्रिकल एंड केमिकल. केमिकल की बात करें तो हाइड्रोजन फ्यूल सेल है. थर्मल की बात करते हैं तो सेंसिबल हीट स्टोरेज है. मैकेनिकल पम्प्ड हाइड्रो, फ्लाईव्हील, कंप्रेस्ड एयर. इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल सेकेंडरी बैटरी लेड एसिड, निकल कैडमियम, निकल MS बैटरी, सेकेंडरी बैटरी फ्लो बैटरी. इलेक्ट्रिकल डबल लेयर कैपेसिटर, सुपर कंडक्टिंग मैग्नेटिक एनर्जी स्टोरेज. नेक्स्ट की बात करते हैं हम लोग. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है हमारा vanadium. Researchers at the Geological Survey of India he discovered vanadium that is a critical mineral from the Gulf of Khambat in the Gujarat. Vanadium कहाँ मिला है? Gulf of Khambat गुजरात में मोड़ा पड़ा है. Titanomagnetite ore containing the vanadium has been identified in samples taken from the Gulf of Khambat. Titanomagnetite is primary source of the element that is 88% of the word vanadium is extracted from it and is formed when the molten lava cools rapidly. Molten lava. टाइटेनोमैग्नेटाइट एक प्राइमरी सोर्स ऑफ द एलिमेंट है. कहाँ से मिलता है? टाइटेनोमैग्नेटाइट. टाइटेनोमैग्नेटाइट से कैडमियम मिलता है. 80% वेनेडियम मिलता है. टाइटेनोमैग्नेटाइट से 80% ऑफ वेट मनी में एक्सट्रैक्टेड फ्रॉम इट एंड इज फॉर्म व्हेन द मोल्टन लावा कूल्स रैपिडली. जियोलॉजिकल सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया का हेडक्वार्टर कोलकाता है. एस्टैब्लिश्ड इन 1851 प्राइमरी टू फाइंड कोल डिपॉजिट्स फॉर द रेलवेज. मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ माइन क्रिएशन एंड अपडेशन ऑफ द नेशनल जियो साइंटिफिक डेटा मिनरल रिसोर्स creation as well as updation on national geoscientific data, mineral resource assessment, airborne and the marine surveys, conducting multifarious geotechnical, geo-environmental and natural hazard studies, glacial and seismotectonic etc. to nurture studies on the fundamental research. लखनऊ, जयपुर, नागपुर, हैदराबाद, शिलोंग एंड कोलकाता. लखनऊ में है, जयपुर में, नागपुर, शिलोंग, हैदराबाद and Kolkata. According to GSI, deposits in the Gulf are drained and from the Deccan basalt mainly to the rivers of Narmada and Tapi. The first report of the vanadium occurrence in the offshore sediments of India. Transition metal, they are the metallic element that serves as a bridge or transition between the two sides of the periodic table. It is a chemical element with a symbol V and the atomic number 23 and is classified as a transition metal. It is abundant element in the article Being 22nd in position in the upper continental class, it is listed as one of the 30 critical minerals identified by the government of India. It really exists as a free element in nature, but can be found in about 65 different minerals, including the magnetite. Magnetite में भी मिलता है, vanadinite में, carnotite में, petronite में. Carnotite, petronite. It can be detected spectroscopically in the sun rays and occasionally in the light of the stars. Physical properties. Under standard condition, it is hard, silver grey metal. Hard होता है और सिल्वर ग्रे होता है. It is very ductile, can be drawn into wires, malleable, can be and resistant to corrosion. It does not react with water or oxygen at room temperature. Reserves of vanadium. Globally, Brazil is the world's largest exporter of the vanadium and is one for the total export, with Russia and South Africa as the next exporter. So Brazil, Russia, South Africa. China has the highest vanadium reserves and the producer in the world as of 2005. China has the highest vanadium reserves and producer in the world. China has the highest vanadium reserves and produce with reserve सबसे ज़्यादा चाइना में. In India, according to the Indian Bureau of Mine, the total estimated reserve of the vanadium in India is around 24.63 million tons. In 2021, vanadium reserves were also found in Arunachal Pradesh. According to the Indian Bureau of Mine, total estimated reserve of vanadium is around 24.63 million tons. In 2021 vanadium reserves were also found in Arunachal Pradesh. 24.6. The application of the vanadium energy storage usage in vanadium redox flow battery is a type of rechargeable battery used for the large scale energy storage in renewable energy system, used as an alloying element in the steel production. Weight impasse increases strength, toughness and heat resistance to the steel. The addition of 0.1% vanadium strengthens cast iron by 10 to 25%. Vanadium compound is used as a catalyst in the production of the chemical plastic in the material nuclear reactor. Vanadium alloys are also used to make the nuclear reactor because of their low neutron absorbing properties. Medicine, it is used for the treatment of pre-diabetes and the diabetes. Aerospace and aviation, using the manufacture of the aerospace and aviation component due to very high and lightweight and high heat resistant properties, using the production of the pigment में बनाना है ceramic and as a reducing agent in metallurgy. Another concern regarding the use of vanadium occupational exposure. Vanadium oxide can produce severe toxic effects on the human health. Environmental improper disposal can lead to the soil pollution and the water pollution supply. So in few countries control its supply and its production. Limited technological development adoption of the vanadium VFRB batteries still in the early stage. Technological development in supply chain. In few countries control supply and production. Okay. About vanadium redox flow batteries. Vanadium redox flow batteries is a type of rechargeable flow battery that employs the vanadium ion as the active material. Vanadium redox flow batteries store the energy in the two electrolyte tank. The electrolyte tank which are connected to a stack of cells. Vanadium has a unique characteristic of having 4 different stages of oxidation. In each of the 4 stages, vanadium contains a different electrical charge and is therefore used as a catalyst to store energy. Vanadium redox flow battery or versus lithium ion battery. Vanadium redox flow battery, lower energy density, suitable for large scale industrial scale operation. Lower energy density is lithium ion battery. Energy density ज़्यादा रहती है. It is suitable for large scale industrial scale operation. It is suitable for small devices such as laptop and the cell phone. Suitable for large scale industrial scale operation. It is suitable for large scale industrial scale operation. It is suitable for large scale industrial scale operation. Suitable for small devices, laptop and a cell phone में लगती है. Industrial scale operation. Longer life cycle can handle more or charge discharge cycle, decay and lose capacity over time. Initial installation cost is high. Economic in the long run. Initial cost lower. Less space and recyclable. Vanadium electrolyte can be easily used and the purpose of the batteries. Lithium is high disposal cost. Lithium is challenging and currently uneconomic to extract. Safer uses aqueous electrolyte which are not flammable. Less safe contains flammable electrolyte. Not flammable. Easier by using the large electrolyte storage tank capacity. Capacity expansion is easier by using large electrolyte storage tank. Okay, it is difficult. Demand for the vanadium is better to increase due to the increasing usability. Vanadium redox flow battery potential as a renewable, sustainable and high safe energy storage system make it an exciting technology. Research and development efforts will have to be initiated to meet the domestic demand for vanadium Y chromosome. Scientists have successfully sequenced the Y chromosome using the long read sequencing technique. Scientists have successfully sequenced the Y chromosome using the long read sequencing technique. Y is the last human chromosome to be sequenced end to end or telomere to telomere. Telomeres are structure made from DNA sequence and protein that cap and protect the end of the chromosome. The sequencing can improve the understanding of many health conditions through thought to be related to the loss in the change on the Y chromosome. Loss of the Y chromosome is associated with the increasing risk of cancer. Loss of Y chromosome is associated with the increasing risk of cancer, Alzheimer's disease and cardiovascular disease. Loss of the Y chromosome is associated with the increased risk of cancer. Okay. The sequencing can improve the understanding of any health condition to or thought to be related to the changes in the genes of the Y chromosomes structure made from the telomeres. क्या होते हैं? DNA से बनते हैं sequence and proteins that can protect the end of the chromosome, Y chromosome. Okay, loss of the Y chromosome associated with increased risk of cancer, Alzheimer and the cardiovascular disease. About the chromosome and the sequence. Chromosome एक thread-like structure होते हैं जो प्रोटीन से बने होते हैं, and a single molecule DNA and a single molecule of DNA that serves to carry the genomic information of the cell to cell. In plant and animal, including the human, chromosome reside in the nucleus of the cell. Okay, nucleus में है humans have 22 pairs of the numbered chromosome autosomes and 22 pairs of numbered chromosomes इनको autosome लेते हैं and 1 pair of sex chromosome that is XX or XY for a total of 23 pair. For a total of 46 that is 23 pairs. 23 पेयर्स होते हैं. ओके, सबसे ज़्यादा क्रोमोसोम ये सेल है, सेल के अंदर होता है न्यूक्लियस, न्यूक्लियस के अंदर होता है क्रोमोसोम, ये है क्रोमोसोम, क्रोमोसोम के अंदर होता है सेंट्रोमियर और ये लास्ट में होता है टेलोमियर, टेलोमियर के इसके अंदर होता है डीएनए, डीएनए के अंदर होता है जीन, ऑटोसोम एंड वन पेयर ऑफ सेक्स क्रोमोसोम. Genome sequencing. Sequencing simply means determine the exact order of the bases in the strand of a DNA. DNA में bases का strand क्या है, इस sequence क्या है. Approaches to genomic sequencing, short read sequencing. In this, genome is broken into small segment, usually 50 to 300 bases before being sequenced. Genome को पूरा break कर दिया जाता है into very small fragment, usually 500 bases before being sequenced. It is more effective for application aimed at counting the abundance of the specific sequence. Proliferating the expression of a particular transcript. Long read sequencing. In this, DNA is fragmented and tagged for sequencing to keep track of each fragment followed by the local assembly. It provides the sequences that are easier to distinguish and can therefore be assembled more easily, handling the confusing repetitions. Okay. Sorry, in the genome is broken into small fragments before being sequenced. It is more effective for application aimed at counting the abundance of the specific sequence, profiling the expression of particular transcript, etc. Long read sequencing. In this, DNA is fragmented and tagged for sequencing to keep track of each fragment followed by the local assembly. It provides sequences that are easier to distinguish. DNA is fragmented and then tagged for sequencing to keep track of each fragment. The fragment क्या आता है, into small fragment, into very small fragment. Each fragment, keep track of each fragment followed by the local assembly. It provides sequences that are easier to distinguish and can therefore be assembled more easily, handling the confusing repetition and loops of the Y chromosome. Y chromosome. It is one of the two human sex chromosomes, X being the other. Human genome has 20 autowave and one pair of the sex chromosome, X is in female and the XY in male. Y chromosome is male determining because it bears SRY genes which are responsible for certain sex characteristics such as testes. SRY. Y also has a lot of the junk DNA, second that doesn't seem to contribute to trait. About 66% of the Y chromosome is composed of repetitive DNA, which requires specialized DNA sequencing and analysis technique to determine their arrangement. 66% of the Y chromosome is composed of repetitive DNA. 66% of the Y chromosome is composed of repetitive DNA. Y also has a lot of the junk DNA sequence that doesn't seem to contribute to trait. About 66% of the Y chromosome is composed of repetitive DNA, which requires specialized DNA sequencing and analysis technique to determine the arrangement. All individuals who have Y chromosome, 66% of the Y chromosome is composed of repetitive DNA. Okay, which requires specialized DNA sequencing and analysis technique to determine the arrangement. Requires specialized DNA. All individuals who have Y chromosome are related to a single Y-bearing ancestor. All individuals who have a Y chromosome are related to a single Y-bearing ancestors who likely lived around 3 lakh years ago. Who have Y chromosome are related to a single Y-bearing ancestor. Y chromosome is passed on from the male parent to the male offspring, so the information on the Y chromosome can more specifically illustrate ancestry of one direct lineage of the male ancestor. Motor! S chromosome, Y chromosome. It can be contributed by the X or the sperm, always contributed by the sperm. Longer, contains about 900 protein coding genes. Smaller, contains just around 100 protein coding. 900 protein coding genes होता है, इसमें सिर्फ 100 protein coding होता है. Occurs paired in female and single in male. Normally occurs in male only. Represent 5% of the entire human genome. Represent 2% of the entire human genome. Contain XX genotype. Contain XY genotype. Now, gene-derived technology. Genetically modified mosquitoes have been used in outdoor. Genetically modified mosquitoes have been used in outdoor but controlled condition in India, Brazil and Panama, which shows promising drops in the mosquito population around 90% during the trial. Advanced in the genome sequencing techniques coupled with our capacity to genetically manipulate them offer sequencing, then manipulation offered opportunities to systemically control the population of mosquito by interfering with their reproduction. Genome driving technology is a type of genetic engineering technique that genetic engineering technique है ये. पहले तो हम उसको क्या करते हैं, सीक्वेंस करेंगे, फिर मॉडिफाई करेंगे, इसको जेनेटिक इंजीनियरिंग कहते हैं. दैट मॉडिफाई द जीन टू अल्टर द टिपिकल रूल्स ऑफ द Mendelian Mendelian inheritance. Mendelian inheritance refers to a certain patterns of how traits are passed from parent to offspring. Components. A gene drive consists of the three components: the gene to be spread, the Cas9 enzyme, and पहले तो gene जिसको spread करना है, the gene to be spread, the Cas9 enzyme to cut the DNA. CRISPR, a programmable DNA sequence that determines where the enzyme should cut. CRISPR, clustered, regularly interspaced, short palindromic repeat. They are repetitive DNA sequence provided as a method of repurposing bacterial immune system to make breaks in the DNA at a precise location. Make breaks in DNA at a precise location. Cas9 एक तरीके का एक एंजाइम होता है, ठीक है, enzyme that act as a molecular seizure that cut the DNA at a specific location in the genome. The genetic material that encodes for these three elements, the genetic material that encodes for these three elements get inserted into animal's DNA in place of the naturally occurring gene. This is normal inheritance. ये मैंने दोनों में किया मेट, या तो दोनों ये पैदा होंगे या तो ये और ये, ओके. एंड जीन ड्राइव इनहेरिटेंस, ऑल्टर्ड जीन डज नॉट स्प्रेड, ओके. इसमें क्या होता है, ऑल्टर्ड जीन इज ऑलवेज इनहेरिटेड. Altered gene drive inheritance, normal inheritance, okay. It increases the likelihood that a particular suite of genes will be passed into the next generation, allowing the gene to rapidly spread through a population and override natural selection. The genetic material that encodes for those three elements gets inserted into animal DNA in place of the naturally occurring gene. It increases the likelihood that a particular suite of genes will be passed on to the next generation, allowing the genes to rapidly spread through a population and avoid the natural selection. GDT, gene drive technology, can be used to exterminate insects such as mosquitoes that can spread malaria, dengue, and the Zika virus. Mosquitoes that spread malaria, dengue, and the Zika virus. Gene drives can also be used to control the invasive species such as rodent. Concerns ecological long-term disruption in ecosystem like देखो ये long-term ecosystem को disrupt कर देगा because it will disrupt the balance of the food web, potentially leading to unintended ecological consequences. Gene drive could get out of control and spread uncontrollably across the international borders. It could potentially be used for bioterrorism or other malicious purpose. Security problem, bioterrorism, other malicious purpose. Decoding, deciding which species to target, and the irreversible nature of the GDT raises a complex ethical and the moral issues. GDT offers unprecedented potential for addressing the global challenges like vector-borne disease, invasive species, while also raising profound ethical and ecological concern. Striking the right balance between the innovation and the ethical responsibility. We have to maintain a right balance between the innovation as well as the ethical responsibility, while will be pivotal as we navigate the uncharted territory of the gene drive. News in short, Hyperloop. Tata Steel and Tutor Hyperloop, Deep Tech startup operating from the IT. This is a Deep Tech startup operating from the IT. Signed a MOU to jointly work on the development of the Hyperloop technology. Hyperloop is a proposed ultra high speed at over 700 miles per hour ground transportation system for passenger and cargo. Hyperloop concept has been promoted by the Musk and the SpaceX and other companies. It has three essential elements. Tube is a large बहुत ही लार्ज सील्ड लो प्रेशर सिस्टम और वैक्यूम ट्यूब. यूजली लॉन्ग टर्नर पॉड इज अ कोच प्रेशराइज एट एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर. ट्यूब एक लार्ज सील्ड लो प्रेशर सिस्टम होती है. पॉड एक कोच प्रेशराइज एट एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर दैट रन सस्टेनेबली फ्री ऑफ एयर रेजिस्टेंस और फ्रिक्शन इनसाइड दिस ट्यूब यूजिंग द मैग्नेटिक propulsion. फ्री ऑफ एयर रेजिस्टेंस और फ्रिक्शन. अब जब एयर नहीं होगा पूरा वैक्यूम होगा, एयर नहीं होगा तो रेजिस्टेंस नहीं होगा. एंड फ्रिक्शन इनसाइड दिस ट्यूब यूजिंग मैग्नेटिक propulsion. टर्मिनल्स होते हैं बहुत सारे. दे हैंडल पॉड अराइवल एंड डिपार्चर. बेनिफिट चीपर एंड रिड्यूस एयर ट्रैवल बिटवीन द बिग सिटीज, लेस पॉल्यूटिंग. चीपर है, रिड्यूसेस एयर ट्रैवल एंड लेस and it is less polluting. Kakrapa nuclear power plant, first largest indigenous 700 megawatt electron. Kakrapa पहला फर्स्ट लार्जेस्ट इंडिजिनस है 700 मेगावाट का. ककरापार न्यूक्लियर पावर प्लांट स्टार्ट वर्किंग इन द गुजरात. Kakrapar nuclear power plant 3 is also the biggest industrially developed variant of the pressurized heavy water reactor. In those of which it has achieved its first criticality when each fission event releases a sufficient number of neutrons to sustain an ongoing series of reaction. Pressurized high water reactor uses natural uranium as a fuel and heavy water as moderator. Fuel क्या होता है? Natural uranium, heavy water moderator. Enhanced safety, ये फीचर्स इंकॉर्पोरेटेड. थिन वॉल प्रेशर ट्यूब, दे कैन अगर जो प्रेशर ट्यूब्स होती हैं उनकी वॉल अगर पतली करेंगे, दे कैन लोअर द सिवियरिटी ऑफ एन एक्सीडेंटल रप्चर ऑफ द प्रेशर बाउंड्री. पैसिव डिके heat removal system. On line to the similar technology adopted for generation 3 plus plant to negate the possibility of the Fukushima type accident happened in Japan and Doja. Steel line containment, passive decay heat removal system. Passive decay heat removal system, steel line containment to reduce the containment pressure in case of a loss of a coolant accident. India is currently on the second stage of its 3-stage nuclear program. Enrichment of the uranium-235 isotope up to 3 to 5% is required for the electricity generation. 3 से 5% enrichment चाहिए. Uranium-235. India has India's 3-stage nuclear program. Homi Bhabha envisages India's nuclear power program in 3 stages to show the country's low uranium reserve profile. ठीक है, नेचुरल यूरेनियम लेंगे, प्रेशराइज हाई वाटर रिएक्टर, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी 10 गीगावाट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, 40 ईयर एट 0.8 कैपेसिटर फैक्टर। ओके, ये स्टेज 1 है। स्टेज 1 हैवी वाटर रिएक्टर्स फ्यूल्ड बाय द हैवी वाटर रिएक्टर लेंगे दैट इज फ्यूल्ड बाय नेचुरल यूरेनियम प्रोड्यूस प्लूटोनियम, इसमें प्लूटोनियम बनेगा, डिप्लीटेड यू एंड प्लूटोनियम। ओके, स्टेज 2, स्टेज 2 फ्यूल्ड बाय अ मिक्स ऑफ प्लूटोनियम, प्लूटोनियम डालेंगे and natural uranium with sufficient stock, thorium is introduced to convert it into uranium-233. Or third stage, mix of thorium and the uranium fuel and reactor. Thorium translated into uranium-233 with which power the reactor. Okay, next है research and development in telecom, broadcasting and IT. Telecom, broadcasting and IT sector. Telecom Regulatory Authority of India is considered by increasing the research and development in telecom, broadcasting and IT sector. Objective is to review the existing research and development ecosystem, identify the bottleneck existing research and development, identify the bottlenecks in promoting research and development, and recommend the intervention to improve the research and development in ICT sector. As per the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, Anti-Detention TRAI has been mandated to make recommendation for the development of telecommunication technology. Significant research and development in the ICT sector for national security. Development of a new technology to protect the critical national infrastructure. देखो, critical national infrastructure. Development of new technology, nine technology to what? To protect the critical natural infrastructure. Supporting industry 4.0 by innovation that enable the autonomous system, predictive analysis and real-time decision making. By innovation, development of new technology to protect critical नेशनल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, नई नई टेक्नोलॉजी बनाई है भाई जो कि नेशनल क्रिटिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को मतलब नेशनल सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइड करनी। सपोर्टिंग इंडस्ट्री 4.0 बाय इनोवेशन दैट इनेबल्ड ऑटोनोमस सिस्टम प्रेडिक्टिव एनालिटिक रियल टाइम डिसीजन मेकिंग, इंप्रूव कंज्यूमर एक्सपीरियंस एंड प्रोटेक्ट देम फ्रॉम साइबर अटैक टू अचीव द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ डिजिटल इंडिया प्रोग्राम एंड बिजनेस फॉर बिकमिंग अ 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी. Digital India program 5 trillion economy challenges, less number of organizations involved in research and development in telecom and the broadcasting sector, limited commercialization of research due to the weak interlinkage, less number of organizations involved in research and development, limited commercialization of research due to the weak interlinkage, less number of organizations, limited commercialization of research due to weak interlinkage, no centralized governance body overseeing the research and development active in the ICT sector, MNC focus on the software instead of hardware leading to the lack of the product development, dormant telecom center of excellence, initiated indigenous 4G and the 5G core technology developed by the C. Initiating 4G 5G C. National Digital Communication Policy, National Digital Communication Policy or Telecom Production Link Incentive Scheme, Center of Excellence for Center for Excellence in Wireless Technology and Autonomous Research Society of IIT Madras. Snapshot of the India's research and development ecosystem. Research and development expenditure, and that is 0.7% of the GDP. Public sector investment 63%. Global Innovation Index 2022 ranking 40th. 2022 में 40th है और 2021 में 46th है. ग्लोबल इनोवेशन 40th 46. Allowed FDI in research and development 100% by automatic route, parent filling and the grant 1.5x and the 5x respectively in 7 years. Research and development 0.7. Public sector investment 63%. Monoclonal antibodies. The center decided to procure doses of the monoclonal antibodies from Center decided to procure doses of monoclonal antibodies from the Australia. Monoclonal antibody and experimental therapeutic was also imported for treatment of infected patient during 2018 Nipah outbreak. During the 2018 Nipah outbreak in Kerala, Nipah virus is a genetic virus and can be transmitted through a contaminated food or directly between the people. Nipah virus एक genetic virus है and it can be transmitted through a contaminated food or directly between the people. The center decided to procure doses of the monoclonal antibody from Australia. Monoclonal antibody, it is an experimental therapeutic, was also imported. Monoclonal antibody एक experimental therapeutic होता है. Experimental therapeutic was also imported for the treatment of the infected patient during 2018 Nipah outbreak in Kerala. Nipah virus एक genetic virus है, can be transmitted to contaminated food or directly between the people. Monoclonal antibody ये artificial antibody है that mimic the activity of our immune system. They are produced through a process that involves extracting specific antibodies from the human blood and then cloning them. They are the clones of just one antibody and they bind to one antigen only. They are made by homogeneous hybrid cell B cells derived from the same parent cell. Polyclonal antibody, they are made up of homogeneous hybrid cell that is B cell. Polyclonal antibodies on the other hand are a mixture of the antibodies that are secreted by different B cell lineage. They have been used in the treatment of the cancer, Ebola and HIV. Treatment of the cancer, Ebola, they have been used in the treatment of cancers, Ebola and HIV. They have been used in the treatment of cancers. Polyclonal antibody, they are made from homogeneous hybrid cell, on the other hand are a mixture of antibodies that are secreted by different B cell lineages. Okay, cancer, Ebola, HIV. Monoclonal antibodies can effectively bind with the part of the viral envelope that attaches to the human cell to gain entry into the body. This effectively neutralizes the virus. Concerned with monoclonal antibodies, side effects such as cytokine release syndrome reaction, allergic atopic disorders, impair immune function of the term. Antibody, these are the protective protein produced by the immune system in the response to the presence of a foreign substance that is called an antigen. WHO hypertension report. WHO released the first ever report on the hypertension with the global report on hypertension, the race against the silent killer. What is hypertension? It is a condition of a higher blood pressure. The measured by the diastolic and the systolic blood pressure level. Systolic is the maximum blood pressure during the contraction of the ventricle contract करता है, contraction तो maximum pressure, and diastolic pressure is the minimum pressure recorded just prior to the next contraction. Okay, global higher prevalence of the hypertension among the male, 34% in male, 32% in female. In India, 31% of the population have hypertension. Only 37% of the Indians with hypertension are diagnosed and only 30% get treatment. अब जो diagnose मतलब 31% को है, उस 31% में सिर्फ 37% diagnose हो जाते हैं, 30% get treatment. 4.6 million lives in India. 4.6 million lives in India can be saved by 2040 with better control. कितनी लाइफ सेव हो सकती है इन इंडिया? 4.6 मिलियन लाइव्स इन इंडिया कैन बी सेव बाय 2040 विद बेटर कंट्रोल. कार्डियोवास्कुलर डिसीज डेथ attributed to high systolic blood pressure are higher among the female 50% and then males 51%. Cardiovascular disease death can be saved by 2040 with better control. 4.6 million lives in India can be saved by 2040 with better control. 4.6 million lives in India can be saved by 2040 with better control. Cardiovascular disease death attributed to high systolic blood pressure are higher among the female 54% and male 51% respectively. Include higher salt intake, tobacco use, obesity, alcohol consumption and physical inactivity. Interventions in India. Indian Hypertension Control Initiative. Indian Hypertension Control Initiative by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, State Government, Indian Council of Medical Research and WHO India aim to improve the hypertension control using evidence-based treatment protocol, uninterrupted drug supply, patient-centered care, task sharing and digital information system. Digital information, task sharing, patient-centered care aim to improve the hypertension control using evidence-based treatment protocol, uninterrupted drug supply. Gujarat Declaration. WHO has released the outcome document of the first WHO Traditional Medicine Global Summit 2023 in the form of the Gujarat Declaration. WHO's Traditional Medicine Global Summit 2023 in the form of the Gujarat Declaration. It reaffirmed the global commitment toward the indigenous knowledge, biodiversity, traditional, complementary and the integrative medicine. It serves as a catalyst to harness the potential of the traditional medicine and focus on their integration in the national health system. WHO has released the outcome document of the first WHO Traditional Medicine Global Summit 2023 in form of Gujarat Declaration. It reaffirmed the global commitment towards indigenous knowledge, biodiversity. It reaffirmed the global commitment toward the indigenous knowledge, biodiversity. It reaffirmed the global commitment toward the indigenous knowledge, biodiversity, traditional, complementary, integrative medicine, traditional medicine, complementary, integrative medicine. It serves as a catalyst to harness the potential of the traditional medicine and harness the potential of the traditional medicine and focus on the integration of the national health system. Scrub typhus disease. This is a scrub typhus disease is a bacteria called Orencia susuga mushi. Vector through bites of the infected chiggers, larval mite. No vaccine is available to prevent the scrub typhus through bite of infected chigger, that is larval mite. स्क्रब टाइफस डिसीज बैक्टीरिया से होता है. बैक्टीरिया का नाम है ओरेंशिया शुशुगा मूसी. नो वैक्सीन इज अवेलेबल. कॉमन सिस्टम फीवर, हेडेक, बॉडी एक, समटाइम रैसेस. रूलर्स ऑफ साउथ ईस्ट एशिया, इंडोनेशिया, जापान, इंडिया, नॉर्थ ईस्ट ऑस्ट्रेलिया. स्क्रब टाइफस डिसीज. ओके, नेक्स्ट है RNA, ribonucleic acid study of the Tasmanian tiger. In our first, researchers have sequenced the RNA from many extinct species. Tasmanian tiger, known as the thylacine, was a dog-sized, striped carnivorous marsupial inhabited in Australia and Nelson Island. RNA, like deoxyribonucleic acid, carries the genetic information and plays a crucial role in protein synthesis, while DNA contains an organism genetic code. जेनेटिक इन्फॉर्मेशन, जेनेटिक कोड डीएनए में होता है, जेनेटिक इन्फॉर्मेशन होती है इसमें. आरएनए कैरी जेनेटिक इन्फॉर्मेशन इट रिसीव फ्रॉम द डीएनए and synthesizing protein that an organism required to live and regulate cell metabolism. Benefit: information of the metabolism regulation of the species, help in understanding the cause of the past pandemic. Metabolism regulation, past pandemic, Dolly sheep. Sir Ian Wilmot Bull, the team that created Dolly, the passed away recently. Sir Ian Wilmot. Dolly was the first mammal to be cloned from an adult cell. Dolly was created using a cloning method called somatic cell nuclear transfer. Dolly was created using a cloning method called somatic cell nuclear transfer. In somatic cell nuclear transfer, nucleus of an egg cell nucleus of an egg cell is removed and replaced with nucleus of a donor adult cell. Because 99% of the cell's DNA is contained in the nucleus of the chromosomal DNA, resulting animal will share almost exactly the same DNA as the original donor cell. Somatic cell nuclear transfer. Ian Wilmot, Dolly Sheep. Universe expansion dispute. Researchers proposed a new way to settle the universal expansion dispute. Universe began near 13.7 billion years ago, an event that astronomers called a Big Bang, as just a single point that expanded and stretched to grow as large as it is right now, still stretching. In 1921, Edwin Hubble provided first mathematical description of the universe expansion. However, finding precise rate of the universe expansion, called the Hubble constant, remains a challenge. Edwin Hubble provided first mathematical description of the universe expansion. However, finding precise rate of universe expansion, called the Hubble constraint, remains a challenge. Hubble constraint is calculated by comparing the observed brightness of a supernova, the largest explosion of a star that takes place in a space. Comparing observed brightness of a supernova. Hubble constant is calculated by comparing observed brightness of a supernova, the largest explosion of a star that takes place in space. Analyzing changes to cosmic microwave background radiation left over from Big Bang event, using gravitational waves, ripples in space-time produced when massive astronomical objects like neutron star or the black holes they collide with each other. Analyzing changes to cosmic microwave background. Analyzing changes to cosmic microwave background radiation left over from Big Bang event, using gravitational waves, ripples in space-time. Analyzing changes to cosmic microwave background radiation left over from Big Bang event. Analyzing changes to cosmic microwave background radiation left over from Big Bang event, using gravitational waves, ripples in space-time produced when massive astronomical objects like neutron star or black hole they collide with each other. जब दोनों न्यूट्रॉन स्टार या ब्लैक होल कोलाइड करते हैं तो बहुत सारी ग्रेविटेशनल वेव निकलती है, but that is a ripple in space-time. Analyzing changes to the cosmic microwave background. However, there is a discrepancy in measuring Hubble constant, as all the three methods estimate Hubble constant based on information from different stages of the universe. Cosmic microwave burst is based on a much younger universe, while the other two are based on an older universe. There is a discrepancy in measuring the Hubble constant, as all the three methods estimate Hubble constant based on information from different stages of the universe. Now, researchers including from India propose to study collection of the gravitational lensing and their time delay to determine the Hubble constant. Gravitational lensing occurs when massive objects distort and magnify light from objects behind them. When massive objects जब डिस्टॉर्ट होता है तो मैग्नीफाई लाइट फ्रॉम ऑब्जेक्ट बिहाइंड हिम, जैसे गैलेक्सी और क्वासर, एक्टिंग एज अ कॉस्मिक टेलीस्कोप एंड मेकिंग डिस्टेंट गैलेक्सीज अपीयर ब्राइटर. CA-20 क्रायोजेन इंजन. इसरो सक्सेसफुली टेस्टेड द CA-20 cryogenic engine to be used in mission Gaganyaan. Cryogenic engine use fuel at a cryogenic temperature -150 to -273 degrees Celsius and are comparatively more powerful than solid than liquid propellant engine. It is the first cryogenic engine to use a gas generator. ये पहला क्रायोजेनिक इंजन है and are comparatively more powerful than solid propellant engine and the liquid propellant engine. Solid and liquid propellant engine. ये पहला क्रायोजेनिक इंजन है जो यूज़ कर रहा है गैस जनरेटर साइकिल, गैस जनरेटर यूजिंग लिक्विड ऑक्सीजन लिक्विड हाइड्रोजन propellant combination. It is capable 28 tons of fuel and will be used at the upper stage of the geosynchronous land satellite launch vehicle MK3. Geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle M3. NASA's OSIRIS-REx asteroid sample capsule. NASA's OSIRIS-REx asteroid sample capsule from the asteroid Bennu lands on Earth. OSIRIS-REx origin, spectral interpretation, resource identification, security, Regolith Explorer, launch in 2016 is the NASA's first mission to collect a sample from the near-Earth asteroid. In 2020, OSIRIS-REx spacecraft collected samples of dust and pebbles from asteroid Bennu. Asteroids are a rocky object that orbit the Sun. They are remnants from the formation of the solar system over 4.6 billion years ago. They are also called minor planets as they are much smaller than the planet. Bennu is a B-type asteroid. It contains significant amount of carbon and various other minerals. Hence, it reflects about 44% of the light that hits it. Earth reflects about 30% and Venus reflects about 65%. ओके, अर्थ 30% रिफ्लेक्ट कर देता है, Venus 60% और ये सिर्फ 4%. Bennu was formed in the first 10 million years of the solar system creation, 10 million. It has not gone through a lot of composition altering change through the billions of years, which means that the below surface like chemicals and the rocks from the birth of the solar system. Significance of the asteroid sample to better understand the planet formation as well as the origin of the organics and water that led life on Earth, benefit humanity by learning more about the potential hazardous asteroid. Other mission for asteroid sample is the Stardust spacecraft. USA collected samples from the comet P-2. Stardust comet. Hayabusa 2 Japan collected sample from the asteroid Raikou. Okay, SLIM and SRIM. Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency JAXA launched the H-2A rocket carrying SLIM moon lander and XRIM space telescope. SLIM, smart lander for investigating moon, will attempt to pull off Japan's first over soft landing at Shioli crater in early 2024. It aimed to demonstrate the pinpoint landing technology which can enable the landing anywhere on the moon. SRIM, this X-ray imaging and spectroscopy mission is in collaboration involving JAXA, NASA and the European Space Agency. X-ray imaging and spectroscopy mission is a collaboration involving JAXA, NASA and the European Space Agency. JAXA, NASA and European Space Agency. X-ray imaging and spectroscopy mission is a collaboration involving JAXA, NASA and the European Space Agency. JAXA, NASA, European Space Agency. X-ray imaging and spectroscopy mission is a collaboration involving JAXA, NASA and European Space Agency. It will study the universe in the high energy X-ray light. Mars Origin in situ MOXIE. Mars Oxygen in situ resource utilization experiment. Mars Oxygen in situ resource utilization experiment. Mars Oxygen in situ resource utilization experiment. MOXIE. NASA's MOXIE. Mars Oxygen in situ. Mars ऑक्सीजन इन सिटू रिसोर्स यूटिलाइजेशन एक्सपेरिमेंट. मॉक्सी नासा का ऑक्सीजन जनरेटिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट है. ऑन परसिवरेंस मार्स रोवर हैज सक्सेसफुली कंप्लीटेड इट्स मार्स मिशन. मॉक्सी प्रोड्यूसेस मॉलिक्यूलर ऑक्सीजन थ्रू एन इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल प्रोसेस दैट सेपरेट्स द ऑक्सीजन. मॉक्सी नासा का ऑक्सीजन जनरेटिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट है. ऑन परसिवरेंस मार्स रोवर इट हैज सक्सेसफुली कंप्लीटेड इट्स मार्स मिशन. मॉक्सी नासा's ऑक्सीजन जनरेटिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट ऑन परसिवरेंस मार्स रोवर. ओके, मार्स ऑक्सीजन इन सीटू रिसोर्स यूटिलाइजेशन. मॉक्सी जो है वो नासा का मार्स ऑक्सीजन इन सीटू रिसोर्स यूटिलाइजेशन एक्सपेरिमेंट. नासा का ऑक्सीजन जनरेटिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट ऑन परसिवरेंस मार्स रोवर सक्सेसफुली कंप्लीटेड मार्स मिशन. मॉक्सी प्रोड्यूसेस मॉलिक्यूलर ऑक्सीजन थ्रू एन इलेक्ट्रिकल प्रोसेस दैट सेपरेट वन ऑक्सीजन an atom from each molecule of the CO2 pumped in Mars thin atmosphere. It has proved to be a viable technology for astronauts on Mars to produce oxygen for fuel and breathing air for researchers at MIT. Juno mission. NASA Juno mission completed its 53rd. NASA का Juno mission 53rd close flyby of Jupiter और Juno mission 2011 में for a 5-year journey. Probe beneath the Jupiter's dense cloud and the origin and evolution of Jupiter's solar system and the giant planets in general across the cosmos. It will also study the Jupiter's faint ring for scientific investigation. In its extended mission, it continues its investigation of Jupiter through September 2025 or until the spacecraft end of life. In its extended mission, it continues its investigation of Jupiter through September 2025 or until the spacecraft end of life. K2-18b exoplanet. NASA James Webb Space Telescope discovered the presence of the carbon dioxide and methane on an exoplanet. NASA का जेम्स वेब टेलीस्कोप है, लैग्रेंजियन पॉइंट 2 में आई थिंक. टेलीस्कोप डिस्कवर्ड द प्रेजेंस ऑफ CO2 and methane on an CO2 carbon dioxide and methane on an exoplanet. K2-18b exoplanet 120 light years away from the planet that orbit the stars outer than our sun are called exoplanet. James Webb Telescope is a space telescope especially designed to conduct infrared astronomy. It is a high resolution, high sensitivity instrument, allowed it to view objects too cold, distant or faint for the Hubble Space Telescope. जो हबल थोड़ा पास है, जो इससे भी हबल नहीं कर पाया वो जेम्स करता है. नासा का है, उसने कहा एक्सोप्लैनेट K2-18b में कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड और मीथेन है. ओके, मैग्नेटोस्फेरिक सबस्टॉर्म. स्टडी of energetic ion variation during magnetospheric substorm intervals can help improve the accuracy of space weather forecasting. Study of energetic ions variation during magnetospheric substorm intervals can help improve the accuracy of the space weather forecasting. Magnetospheric substorm is a short-lived process in which a portion of the energy extracted by the interaction between the solar wind and the earth magnetosphere. ये अर्थ का है मैग्नेटोस्फेयर और सोलर विंड है. इन दोनों की extracted by the interaction between the solar wind and the earth's magnetosphere is released. It depends on the interplanetary magnetic field, solar wind capacity and solar wind dynamic pressure. The average duration of the substorm is about 2 से 4 घंटा. The southward direction of the IMF, देखिए, interplanetary magnetic field. Study of the energetic ion variation during the magnetospheric substorm interval can help improve the accuracy of the space weather forecasting. ये short lived process है by which a portion of energy extracted by the interaction with the solar wind and the earth का solar wind और earth के magnetosphere की वजह से इंट्रैक्शन होता है तो एनर्जी रिलीज होती है, उसे पढ़ता है. इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द इंटरप्लेनेटरी मैग्नेटिक फील्ड, सोलर विंड कैपेसिटी ऑन सोलर विंड डायनेमिक्स. द एवरेज ड्यूरेशन ऑफ द सबस्टॉर्म इज अबाउट 204 घंटा. एवरेज ड्यूरेशन कितना है? 204 घंटे. द साउथवर्ड डायरेक्शन ऑफ द IMF इज अ प्रीरिक्विजिट फॉर सबस्टॉर्म occurrence. Okay, super blue moon. Super blue moon is the convergence of three lunar occurrences: full moon, super moon, blue moon. Full moon, super moon, blue moon. तो super blue moon. Blue moon refer to the second full moon within the single month. एक ही मंथ में दो फुल मून अगर आ जाए, सेकेंड फुल मून एक ही महीने में दो फुल मून, रेयर इवेंट सिंस फुल मून टिपिकली अकर वंस अ मंथ, तो उसे ब्लू मून कहते हैं. अपना सीजन एक्सपीरियंस 4 फुल मून. द थर्ड full moon is deemed the blue moon. Supermoon happens when the moon is passing through or close to its perigee pass and is also a full moon. Full moon at वो supermoon हो गया, ठीक है. Full moon at perigee, supermoon, is about 40% bigger and 30% brighter than a full moon at apogee, called a micromoon. ठीक है. Full moon at perigee is about 40% bigger and 30% brighter than full moon at apogee, micromoon. Errata in June 2003 में, okay. Due to typography in articles in outer space governance, the headquarters of the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs in articles in the rear Higgs boson decay the European. Okay, correct. Headquarters of the United Nation Office, UN Office for Outer Space Affairs. UN Office किसका? Outer Space Affairs, वो वियना में है. और the European Organization for Nuclear Sun is European Organization for Nuclear Research, वो जिनेवा में है. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है कल्चर का नटराज स्टैचू. द वर्ल्ड टॉलेस्ट नटराज स्टैचू वाज इंस्टॉल्ड एट द भारत मंडपम, द वेन्यू ऑफ द G20 समिट इन न्यू दिल्ली. ये 27 फुट टॉल स्टैचू है, 18 टन का. इट वाज मेड बाय द स्कल्पटर राधा कृष्ण स्थापति इन तंजावुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऑफ राधा कृष्ण स्थापति, तंजावुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट, तमिलनाडु. द स्टैचू वाज बिल्ट इन अष्टधातु 8 metal using the traditional laws by casting method. अष्टधातु is also called the octo alloy, is an alloy comprising of 8 metal: gold, silver, copper, lead, zinc, tin, iron, mercury. Gold, silver, copper, lead, zinc, tin, iron, mercury. Nataraj statue is located outside the world's largest physics science laboratory. Nataraj statue is located outside the world's सबसे बड़ा physics science laboratory, the European Organization for Nuclear Research in Switzerland. The statue was a gift from India to celebrate association with Sun and draws a metaphor between the cosmic dance of the Nataraj and the modern study of the cosmic dance of the subatomic particle. 27 फुट का है. राधा कृष्ण स्थापति, तंजावुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट का अष्टधातु. ओके. गोल्ड, सिल्वर, कॉपर, लेड, जिंक, टिन, iron, mercury. Nataraj statue. Nataraj is regarded as the Lord of Dance and is represents the cyclic creation and destruction of the universe. The Chola consider the Lord Shiva as Nataraj as their family deity. The dance is manifestation of पंचकृत्य or the 5 activities of the Shiva that are creation, preservation, create करते हैं, preserve करते हैं, फिर destruction करते हैं, फिर wailing and grace. Features of the Nataraj statue. डमरू in the upper, डमरू इनके upper right hand में होता है, signifies creation. Upper left hand, ऊपर वाला, it holds अग्नि, signifies destruction. Lower right hand in Abhay Mudra, gesture that allows fear and assures a safe existence. Lower left hand held in Dola Hast. Right leg used for balancing and suppressing the Apashmara. Right leg Apashmara, the demon ignorance or forgetfulness. Left leg in Bhujanga Trasita dance represent the Tribhuva, that is kicking away the veil of Maya. Circular Jolamala, the garland of flame surrounding the entire dancing figuration. Okay. Evolution of Nataraj evidence shows that the bronze representation of Shiva first appeared in the Pallava period between the 7th century EC and the mid-7th century and 9th century. And the bronze representation of Shiva first appeared in the Pallava 7th to 9th century CE. It represents the world famous for evolved in the patronage of the Chola dynasty. The later Chola craftsmen began to produce figures that were flared and dynamic as opposed to the Pallava that was flared and dynamic as opposed to the Pallava sculptures that were close set and linear. The distinguished pattern during the 10th century was the widowed Chola queen. Sembian Mahadevi. Temple associated. Visual image of the Nataraj is located at the Thillai Nataraj temple in Chidambaram, Tamil Nadu. Parantak I, ruler of Chola dynasty, is associated with the temple. He is said to have provided the Viman of the Nataraj temple at Chidambaram. A visual image of Nataraj. Visual image of Nataraj A bejeweled image of Nataraj is located at Thillai Nataraj temple in Chidambaram. Bejeweled image of Nataraj. A bejeweled image of Nataraj is located at Thillai Nataraj. Bejeweled image of Nataraj located at Thillai Nataraj temple in Chidambaram, Tamil Nadu. Parantak I, ruler of Chola dynasty, is associated with the temple. ओके bejeweled image of नटराज इज लोकेटेड एट द थिलाई नटराज टेम्पल. ये थिलाई नटराज टेम्पल कहाँ पे? चिदम्बरम. चिदम्बरम कहाँ पे? तमिलनाडु. तमिलनाडु में है चिदम्बरम. चिदम्बरम में है थिलाई नटराज टेम्पल. Parantak I, Chola dynasty के रूलर थे associated with the temple, is said to have provided the viman on the Nataraj temple at Chidambaram with a golden roof. Temple is he is said to have provided the viman of the Nataraj temple at Chidambaram with a golden roof. The temple is located at the center point of the world's magnetic equator. The temple is located at the center point of the world's magnetic equator. Nataraj idol sculpture can also be found at the Maheshwar temple in temple in Kunirajapuram and the Brihadeshwar temple in Tanjavur. Many Shiva temples in southern India, they have separate Natan Sabha where the images of Nataraja would have been placed. Architecture under the Chola dynasty. The Chola period is well known for its metal sculptures. Chola bronze sculptures were made using the Pasaya Purdue or the lost wax technique, that is Saire Purdue. Lost wax technique that is still practicing today in elsewhere. It is a method of metal casting in which the molten metal is poured into a clay that has been created by the means of the wax model. Once the mold is made, the wax metal is melted and drained away. The sculptures feature two holes at the bottom. The art of the painting also flourished and was painted with much realism. There were paintings on the themes of the Puranas painted on the inner wall of the Rajarajeshwara temple and Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple. A painting believed to be the act of a Marco Polo is in the Brihadeshwar temple. मार्को पोलो की कहाँ पे है? बृहदेश्वर टेम्पल में. जगह इंस्ट्रूमेंट सच एज बृहदेश्वर. इंस्ट्रूमेंट सच एज कुडामुला, Veena flute were used, and the Devdasis were expert musician and the singer. Veena flute, the classical dance form of Bharatanatyam, is believed to have flourished under the Chola patronage. As the Chola temples can be categorized into two groups. Early temples that were influenced by the Pallava architecture, later temple had Chalukyan influence. Architectural style Dravidian, a key feature of the Chola temple. Temples were surrounded by a high boundary wall, consist of a garbhagriha, inner sanctum, and the Antaral, the vestibule. Garbhagriha and the temples were huge and large with Viman structure over inner sanctum or the Gopuras. Entrance tower dominated the landscape. The raw material Viman Gopuras. The raw material used are gneiss and granite. Important example: early group Vijayalaya temple, later group Brihadeshwar temple of Thanjavur and Brihadeshwar temple of Gangaikonda Cholapuram. Brihadeshwar temple of Thanjavur. Early group Vijayalaya temple, Brihadeshwar temple of Thanjavur and the Brihadeshwar temple Gangaikonda Cholapuram. Okay, ये कलिंगा है, ये साउथ कलिंगा है. ठीक है, ये कलिंगा, काकटिया, ये कदम्बाज, बनवासी, एक नीचे देखो पांड्यास है. पांड्यास के बाद मदुरई, मदुरई के बाद तंजावुर, तंजावुर के ऊपर ओरायूर, ओरायूर के ऊपर गंगाईकोंडा चोलापुरम, उसके ऊपर कांची, कांची के जस्ट ऊपर वेंगी. ठीक है, ये हो गया, ये पूरा चोलास है. नोलाम्बवादी, गंगावादी, बनवासी, कदम्बाज, यादवास, कल्याणी है, चालुक्य, चंद्र, विक्रमादित्य 6. Konark Sun Temple, the mural of the iconic Konark Sun Temple wheel was showcased to the world leader at G20 summit. The Konark Sun Temple is the UNESCO World Heritage Site and is known as the Black Pagoda. Kshetra, Padma Kshetra, the Sun Temple and the Konark wheel were built during the 13th century in the reign of the Eastern Ganga king Narasimha Dev I. Sun temples are the temples dedicated to the worship of the sun god, and these are designed to highlight the celestial movements. And materials used for the building the temple include chlorite, laterite, condylite. Chlorite, laterite, condylite. Konark Sun Temple was once described by the novel as a place where the language of the stone surpasses the language of the man. Okay, language of the stone surpasses the language of the man. Eastern Ganga, the Choda, Eastern Ganga of the Choda Ganga dynasty ruled over the Kalinga Odisha from the 5th century to the 15th century. According to early Choda Ganga copper plate grant, the Eastern Gangas of the Kalinga were a branch of the Mysore ruling Western Ganga family. Kamar Nava is believed to be the founder of the Eastern Ganga. Kamar Nava in the Varman whose Jurjingi copper plate grant was issued in 537 CE is the first historical ruler of the East Ganga dynasty to known for the reliable record. Jirginji copper plate grant, Jirginji copper plate grant, Jirginji Indravarman 1, Jirginji copper plate 537 CE, first historical. The most powerful ruler of the dynasty was Anandavarman Chodaganga. Konark Temple. Konark Sun Temple is the most evolved period in the Kalinga architecture. Entrance. The main entrance of the Sun Temple is the Gaja Simha, Gaja meaning elephant and Simha referring to the lions. According to the mythology, lions resemble Gaja. The main entrance of the Sun Temple. The main entrance of the Sun Temple, the Gaja Simha, Gaja meaning elephant, Simha referring to lions. According to mythology, lion resembles pride elephant resemble wealth, and both of them kill the human. According to mythology, lion resemble pride, elephant resemble wealth, and both of them kill the humans. Lion, pride, elephant, wealth, and both of them kill the human. According to mythology, lion, pride, elephant, wealth, both of them kill the human. Natya Mandap. The Gaj Simha left to the Sun temples finally carved Natya Mandap, the hall for dance and theatre. The sculptures here depict different types of the dance style. Jagmohan or the Mukhasala. It is the assembly hall of the temple, and the steps that rise to Jagmohan are flanked by the stone horses. Duel. The Jagmohan is followed by the duel, which is the sanctum where the rider is placed. Bhoga Mandira kitchen to make the bhog for the deity and the devotees. Okay. कोणार्क सेन टेम्पल इसी की बात करते हैं. ये है आपका भाग मंदिर, भोग मंदिर. ये है नाट्य मंडप. नाट्य मंडप के बाद जगमोहन, नाट्य मंडप, फिर जगमोहन, फिर देओल. नाट्य मंडप, जगमोहन, फिर देओल, फिर आता है भोग मंडप. द नेचर स्टाइल, the Nagar style of the northern India and the Dravidian style of the south India, they were combined to create the Kalinga architecture. Typical architecture, the typical Kalinga a temple consists of two parts, a sanctum, dual, and the hall Jagmohan. However, early period temples were devoted to the Jagmohan. Later addition of the temple style included Natya Mandap and then Bhog Mandap. ओके. दियोल था, जगमोहन था, फिर नाट्य मंडप एंड भोग मंडप. कैटेगरी आर्किटेक्चर ब्रॉडली क्लासिफाइड इनटू थ्री मेन कैटेगरी. रेखा दियोल, द स्क्वायर प्लेन. रेखा दियोल में क्या होता है? स्क्वायर प्लेन विद अ कर्विलिनियर टावर, जिसे कर कहते हैं स्क्वायर प्लेन. Square plane with a curvilinear tower. Square plane with a curvilinear tower. Pidha dual or the Padra dual. Pidha. The square plane with a pyramidal. ठीक है. ये curvilinear है. Pyramidal tower composed of horizontal. खाकरा dual rectangular plan. खा. खाकरा dual. Okay, rectangular plan with a barrel shaped wall shaped tower. Okay, architectural feature of the temple. Sun ray. The sun temple for design such that the sun rising sun rays first would illuminate the sanctum of the presiding deity chariot. The sun temple at Konark has been designed like a chariot of the Surya, the sun god. The temple stand and on a base of total 24 intricately carved wheels, 24 peel, 12 on each side. Okay, the chariot seemed to be drawn eastward toward the dawn by a team of the 7 stripped horses. Konark wheel. The thicker wheels are all carved with circular modulation at the centers on the widest part. The rim are carved with designs of the foliage with various parts in the animal. Where the modulation in the spokes are carved in the figures of the woman in various luxurious poses, mostly of the sensual nature. Okay, 7 horses. There are 7 horses have been named in Bhagavad Gita as Gayatri, Usnika, Anustu, Virahati, Pangati, Trishup, and Jagati, which probably stand for the rhythmic representation of the sacred verses of the Vedas. The 7 horses are also named out of the 7 colors of the rainbow: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Carvings of the temple. War houses. There are 2 carved war houses in front of the southern side of the Konark temple. The sculpture depicts each of them with a massive strength and energy, crushing down the warrior. Okay, this figure of the war horse of Konark has been accepted as the symbol of the state government of Odisha. Okay, sun god. The sun temple has 3 impressive carvings of the sun god at strategic locations to catch the sun at dawn, noon, and sunset. Everyday activity. The carving at the base of the temple and on its wall chronicle everyday activity. Some carving depicts sensual detail, while others signify mythical creatures and animals like elephant and a bird. Different interpretation of the Konark river. According to some, 7 horses represent the days of the week, 12 pairs, 12 months of the year, 24 wheels signify 24 hours day, 8 major spokes signifies prahars, 3-hour period of a day. Significance prahari, 3-hour period. Okay, life cycle. Some suggest that the wheels of the chariot have been interpreted as the wheels of the life. These portray the creation, preservation, and achievement of realization. Create, then preserve, and realization. There are 12 pairs of wheel may also represent the 12 zodiacs and Dharmachakra. Some also believe that the wheel of the Konark is the same as the Dharmachakra, the Buddhist, the wheel of the karma, the wheel of the law. The wheels of the chariot have also been invented as the sundial. Wheels of the chariot. 4 of the wheels can also be used as sundials to tell time. Sundial shows the time anti-clockwise is and the top center for wider spoke represent 12 o'clock midnight. Konark wheel has 8 wider spoke, 8 thinner spoke. The distance between the 2 wider spoke is 3 hours. Symbol of democracy. It also serves a powerful symbol for wheel democracy that reflects the resilience of the democratic ideal. Wheel democracy, resilience of the democracy, ideals and commitment to progress in society. Commitment to progress in society, resilience of the democratic ideal. Powerful symbol of wheel of democracy that reflects the resilience of the democratic ideal and commitment to progress in society. The center of Konark represents the peak of the Kalinga architecture and the symbol of the India's rich cultural heritage. The Sun Temple at Konark represents the peak of the Kalinga architecture. The Sun Temple at Konark represents the peak of the Kalinga architecture. The Sun Temple at Konark represents the peak of the Kalinga architecture and a symbol of India's rich culture. heritage, Kalinga architecture, sacred ensembles of the Hoysala. The sacred ensemble of Hoysala in Karnataka has been declared at the 42nd UNESCO World Heritage Sacred Ensemble of Hoysala. It includes the temple on the Chinnakeshwar temple Bilur, Hoshaleshwar temple Helabidu, and Kishava temple. Okay, this is a sacred ensembles of Hoshala in Karnataka, 22nd World UNESCO वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट चन्नकेश्वर टेम्पल बेलूर में, होशाला टेम्पल हेलेबिडू में, किशावा टेम्पल सोमनाथपुरा में. These temples were built in the 12th to 13th century. Hoshala's temple for the 4th World Heritage Site of Karnataka. The other three are कर्नाटका में 3 वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट हैं. पहले हम्पी में पट्टाडक्कल के बाद वेस्टर्न घाट और उसके बाद फिर होशाला टेम्पल. हम्पी पट्टाडक्कल हम्पी पट्टाडक्कल, Western Ghat and Hoshala. Temples and feature of the Hoshala. Chennakeshwar temple also referred to as Vijayanagar temple. Chennakeshwar temple को ही विजयनगर टेम्पल कहते हैं. Commissioned by King Vishnu Vardhana in 1117 in Belur region of Hassan district. Chennakeshwar temple, Belur region, located on the banks of the Yagachi river. It is located on the banks of the King Vishnu Vardhan. Chennakeshwar temple, also referred to as Vijayanagar temple. Chennakeshwar temple, also referred to as Vijayanagar temple, King Vishnu Vardhan, Belur region, Hassan district, on the bank of the Yagchi river. कौन सी रिवर है? यागची. चन्नाकेश्वर टेम्पल, विजयनगर टेम्पल, किंग विष्णुवर्धन. चन्नाकेश्वर, विजय नारायण विष्णुवर्धन, बेलूर रीजन, हासन डिस्ट्रिक्ट. बेलूर में ही लिखा था ना. हाँ, यागची रिवर, डेटी Ekakutta temple with one shrine and the Garbhagriha houses portrait of the Krishna, dedicated Lord Vishnu as Chennakeshwar. Chenna means beautiful, Keshwar means Vishnu. It is a living temple. Material built with a chloritic schist or soapstone. Chloritic schist or the soapstone is also used in the other two temples. It stands on a Jagadi Adhisthana. It is stellar in shape, zigzag walk. Stellar in shape है, zigzag walls हैं इसमें. Okay, make the figure 24 forms of the Vishnu like different at different times of the day due to light. Sculpture. Exterior sculpted depicts scene from daily life, music and dance, and narrates scene from life of Vishnu and his reincarnation and the epics Ramayana and Mahabharata. Some of the representation of a Shiva are also included along with the Jainism and the Buddhism. Hoshaleshwar temple, Halibut temple. It was commissioned in 1121 CE. King Vishnuvardhan played a key role in its construction in Halibidu Hassan. It is located on the bank of the Dwar Samudra lake. Hoshaleshwar temple, Halibut temple, 112 CE. King Vishnuvardhan played a key role in its construction in Halibidu Hassan. Hoshaleshwar Halibut temple, located on the bank of Dwar Samudra lake. और कौन से? क्षितिज रिवर. कौन सी? अरे रिवर का नाम नहीं आ रहा. यागची रिवर. ओके. द्वार समुद्र लेक, डेडिकेटेड लॉर्ड शिवा इज नटराज द गॉड. यहाँ पे एलवितु, अजीब अजीब से नाम है. यहाँ पे इक्काकुटू, लॉर्ड विष्णु, लॉर्ड शिवा इज नटराज. मंडप, इट इज अ डबल बिल्डिंग विद अ लार्ज हॉल फॉर द मंडप टू फैसिलिटेट द म्यूजिक एंड डांस. कोई विमान शिखर नहीं है इसमें. मंडप है, विमान शिखर नहीं है. एब्सेंट. Okay, sculpture depicts scene from Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad. There are more than 240 images in the temple. Another temple has means etiquette. It includes theme from the Vaishnavism and Sikhism too, along with the images from Jainism. Kesava temple. It is commissioned by the Somnath Dandanayaka during the reign of Narasimha III, 1268 in Somnathpuram, Mysuru, located on the bank of river Kaveri. It is a Trikuta temple dedicated to Lord Krishna in 3 stages. Janardhan, Keshav, Venugopal. 3 shrines and Viman, taller structure over the main shrine. 3 shrines and Viman. A multi-cell enclosure over all this, and Lord Vishnu, Lord Ganesh, Goddess Lakshmi. Sculptures and Vishnu, Ganesh, Lakshmi, Saraswati. Hoshala architecture style. It follows the hybrid of the Vishala temple style as the basic, which include basic blend of Dravidian and the Nagara style, shows a strong influence of Bhumija. Bhumija is a variety of North Indian and Shikhar, feature of Nagara tradition of southern and the western India, Kannada, the Dravidian tradition of the Kalyani Chalukyan territory. Key temple of the temple architecture. It is followed a stellate plan looking like a star built on the raised platform Adhisthana. Several shrines arranged around the center pillar hall. Material used soapstone. They are soft and amenable to carving. But use soapstone. Style देखो की टेम्पल ऑफ आर्किटेक्चर तो विचारा स्टाइल है, मिक्स होता है ड्रेविडियन और नगरा स्टाइल में. स्ट्रॉन्ग इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ भूमिजा. भूमिजा इज वैरायटी ऑफ नॉर्थ इंडियन Sikha, feature of Nagara, tradition of northern and western India, Karnataka Dravida tradition of the Kalyani Chalukya territory. Followed a stellate plan looking like a star, the raised platform Adhisthana. Soapstone, Garbhagriha. It has a centrally placed murti or Mandap, the hall where the group of people used to gather for prayer. They were open, closed, have circular pillars in the mandap. Each pillar has 4 sculpted figures on the top of it. Ceilings are ornate. Okay, Gopuram, entrance of the temple, lofty Gopuram are constructed, sculpture. Sala, Bhanjika, woman, a common form of sculpture. Viman, structure over the gargoyle or the inner sanctum. Simple on the inside. Okay, and the feature simple on inside though lavishly decorated on the outside. Chaining feature corbelled dome. On the uppermost part of the temple tower, the temples have a vase, say water pot. Vast cases. Hochara dynasty. They are believed to be the natives of the Malnad region in Karnataka, but inscription also point to the connection with the Yadava. So now India King Nipaka, he built an alliance with the Western Ganga dynasty. Nipa Kama II. 10 से 14 सेंचुरी बेलूर और द्वार समुद्र हेलिबिदु को हेलिबिदु कहते हैं. लार्ज पार्ट ऑफ द मॉडर्न डे एरिया ऑफ द कर्नाटक और तमिलनाडु. विष्णुवर्धन राय ड्यूरिंग हिज रेन in Sri Ramanujacharya influence spread in the Karnataka region and Sri Vaishnavism grew in property. विष्णुवर्धन राय के टाइम पे श्री रामानुजाचार्य का इन्फ्लुएंस बढ़ गया था कर्नाटका में. उन्होंने श्री रामानुजाचार्य श्री वैष्णविज्म. He removed the cholas from the Gangavadi in Battle of Talakadu. For this they got the title Talakadu Gond. Veer Vallal II freed the Hoysalas from the Chalukyan subordination. Okay. विष्णुवर्धन राय थे. इन्होंने चोलास को हराया था. कहाँ? गंगावादी में. गंगावादी कौन सा बैटल में? बैटल ऑफ टालाकाडू. इसलिए विष्णुवर्धन राय को टालाकाडू गोंडा भी कहते हैं. वीर बल्लाल टू ने चालुक्यास को हराया था. किंगडम वर डिवाइडेड इनटू नाडूज, कंपान, विश्यास एंड देसास. वीर बल्लाल III he was killed at the Battle of Madurai in 1343. Then the Sovereign territories of the Hoysala Empire was merged in with the areas administered by the Harihara I in the Tungabhadra river region. The sacred and symbol of Hoysalas have enshrined heritage recognition from the UNESCO. Wilhelmine promoting the conservation. Hoysala dynasty had played a key role in encouraging the temple architecture. Shanti Niketan की बात है. Shanti Niketan has been recognized as the 41st UNESCO World Heritage Site, 42nd and Hoysala sacred and symbol. It has been designated on the basis of the following cultural criteria of UNESCO: exhibits an important interchange of the human values on the development in architecture or technology. ये monumental art, town planning or landscape, directly or tangibly associated with the events or living tradition with ideas, beliefs and artistic and literary works of outstanding universal significance. It is the third World Heritage Site of West Bengal after Sundarban. Darjeeling की mountain railways and Darjeeling Mountain Railway, along with the Rabindranath Tagore, Surendranath Kar, Nandalal Bose, Patrick and Arthur Geddes. They played Patrick, Geddes and Arthur. About Saniketan, a top of peace. It district Birbhum, West Bengal. It is an ensemble of historic building, landscape, garden, pavilion, artwork, continuing educational and cultural tradition. It represents a unique brand of internationalism. It draws elements from the ancient medieval folk tradition of India as well as the Japanese, Chinese, Persian, Balinese, Burmese and the Art Deco form, Western Europe and the US. It is uniquely Indian example of a total work of art. Gesamt Kunstwerk, where life, learning, work and art along with the local and the global intertwine. Complex includes 36 historic sculptures along with the sculptures and landscape feature. It exhibits the utilization of the ideas of humanism, inclusiveness, environmentalism and a pan-Asian modernism. Establishment early days. In the middle of the 19th century, Maharishi Devendranath Tagore, who was the father of the Rabindranath Tagore, found solace and serenity in the barren land. It earlier had an extensive water cover, but substantial storage gave certain areas a barren look. This certain phenomena is locally known as koi. He purchased the land and built house named Santigiri in 1863. The later came to denote the entire area. It is flanked on two sides by the river Ajay and Kopai. Rabindranath Tagore period in Chandigarh. He began his journey in Chandigarh by establishing Brahmacharya Ashram in 1921. He was inspired by the ancient Vedic tradition of Tapovan. Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, Shantiniketan. Father of okay. It was inspired by the ancient Vedic tradition of the Tapovan and Gurukul with open air classroom arranged with the canopies of the trees. From 1925, this ashram came to be known as Path Bhavana. He established ashram in Shantiniketan due to his environment. He wanted students to be aware of the environment, be in communication with it, probe it, make experiment, collect data and specimen, Vishwa Bharati University, Chandigarh World University name Vishwa Bharati was established in 1921. In 1951, Vishwa Bharati transitioned into a central university with Rabindranath as the first vice chancellor. Rabindranath as a पहले वाइस चांसलर. Major department Vidya Bhavan centered mainly on the research work and the studies on the different Eastern cultures. Shiksha Bhavan departed collegiate education up to the graduation level. Sri Niketan for rural construction. Okay. Ajay Kopai. A key architecture culture feature the overall. The first architectural structures are part of the complex was the glass temple mandir where worship is non-denominational. It consists of three main areas: ashram, hermitage, Uttarayan residential quarter consists of the Udayan, Konark, Shyamali, Punasha, Udichi, Kala Bhavan and the Sangeet Bhavan, the School of Art and Music. Respectively, indigenous architectural style. The building involved new forms celebrating the narrative of local communities, craft and nature. It veered away from the prevalent Baroque art, Roman and Greek classicism, but combined with the more flamboyant French and Italian Renaissance and the European modernism. Building material: both traditional material mud and thatch and reinforced cement and concrete. Traditional material mud and thatch, reinforced cement concrete. Open space: integral part of the complex has been used for the cultural exchange and safeguard Indian art and cultural events through the medium of the fairs and the seasonal festivals. For engagement and discussion, Adha. Informal get together was there, Adda, and also an 8-sided Dinantika Chakra evening tea party was there. Key features element of the different cultures: circular window of Guha Ghar, Japanese woodwork, bungalow style of Santiniketan Griya, Surul Kothabari, Ajantar Pathabhavan, Sanchi Arcade. Decoration: mural, frescoes, sculpture features by leading Indian artists adorn the wall. The wall and the corridors of the Kalobari adorned with Bharut, Mahabalipuram, Mohenjo-daro, Egyptian and Assyrian motif. Kalobari. Santiniketan still playing a key role in spreading the ideals of the philosophy by Rabindranath Tagore. Nation is Rabindranath Tagore nation is taking forward his legacy by incorporating his ideas in the education system of Rabindranath Tagore. 1861 to 1941, birthplace Kolkata. Educated at home, then completed his formal education. Writer, singer, composer, playwright, essayist and painter. Nobel Prize in Literature 1913. Gitanjali Kabuli Valla. His promise following, he promoted following elements: self-realization, intellectual development, physical development, moral development, spiritual development and social development. Also included humanity, correlation of object between man and nature, and economic opportunity. Emphasizes the mother tongue as the medium of instruction. Rabindranath Tagore is also referred to as Gurudev, Kavi Guru and Vishwa Kavi. He bestowed the title of Mahatma on the Gandhi. Difference between the views of the Mahatma Gandhi and the Rabindranath Tagore. Mahatma Gandhi was highly critical of Western education. On the other hand, Rabindranath wanted to combine elements of the modern Western civilization with best elements of Indian tradition. Nationalism. According to Gandhi, nationalism means self-rule, in which the whole community and not just the elite would be free and active. Nationalism. According to Gandhi, nationalism was the self-rule, in which the whole community and not just the elite would be free and active. Rabindranath believed that nationalism is individual selfishness raised to a highest level. Okay. Nationalism. According to Gandhi, nationalism means self-rule, in which the whole community and not just the elite would be free and active. According to Gandhiji, nationalism means self-rule, in which the whole community and not just the elite would be free and active. Rabindranath believed that nationalism is individual selfishness raised to a higher level. Later opposed burning of foreign clothes. Okay. According to Gandhiji, nationalism means critical of Western education. On the other hand, Rabindranath Tagore wanted to combine the elements of modern Western civilization with the best elements of Indian tradition. According to Gandhiji, nationalism means self-rule, in which the whole community and not just the elite would be free and active. Rabindranath believed that nationalism is individual selfishness raised to a higher level. Later opposed burning of foreign clothes and use of charkha for Swadeshi movement. Gandhiji opposed the worship of machines and technology, while Rabindranath emphasized the need for the integration of the science and technology in different walks of life. Similarities in their views: there were many similarities such as mother tongue and medium of instruction, humanism and love of nature. Bangarmati. West Bengal declared Rabindranath Tagore's Banglarmati, Bangalore Jol, as its state emblem. West Bengal declared Rabindranath Tagore Banglarmati or Bangalore Jol as the state anthem. As its state anthem. West Bengal Assembly also passed resolution making the Poila Vaishak, first day of the Bengali calendar, April 15, as the statehood day. Poila Vaishak as statehood day. Song was written during the During the Banga movement against the partitions and promotes communal harmony through Raksha Bandhan, Tagore also composed Amar Sonar Bangla and National Anthem of Bangladesh, Amar Sonar Bangla, and Vande Mataram, the National Song of India. Vande Mataram, National Song, Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, Vande Mataram, National Song, Vande Mataram. News and Salt. Revamp, adopt a heritage program. Archaeological Survey of India launched the Revamp, adopt a heritage 2.0 program. The scheme was originally launched in 2014 under the Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Culture, and ASI and state duty government. Objective was ensuring the quality and the inclusive provision of the amenities. Quality provision and inclusive provision of the amenities through active participation of the private and public sector organization and individual. Director General of the ASI may receive the voluntary contribution towards the cost of maintaining a protected monument under the ancient monument and archaeological site remain Amasar. 1950 need for awareness about the prescribed guidelines, infeasibility of the amenities proposed for adopting a heritage site, infeasibility of the amenities which are proposed for adopting a heritage site, complexity induced by the semi-commercial activities at the adopted site. Key highlights of Adopt a Heritage 2.0. Smarak Sarthi. Any private public sector company NGO that has been selected by ASI for the earlier called Monument Mitra. Funding of project. Private and the public sector companies shall utilize their corporate social responsibility, while others may provide voluntary contribution flexibility, either adopt a monument in whole or provide a particular amenity such as drinking water facility, cleaning services, or for one of the several four-pronged framework of amenities: hygiene, maintained accessibility, safety and knowledge. Project duration 5 years. Functioning of the Archaeological Survey of India report. The report was presented by the Parliamentary Standing Committee on the Transport, Tourism and Culture. The report incorporates the challenges associated with the ASI and committee's recommendation for improving the working of ASI. Challenges with working of ASI. Centrally protected monument list includes a large number of monuments with no national significance. For instance, list includes 75 graves of the colonial era soldiers or officials of no notable importance. Provision of 100-meter prohibited area and a 300-meter regulated area around all ASI protected monuments involve criticism from local community. Okay, एक second. Functioning of the Archaeological Survey of India report. The report was granted the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Tourism, Transport and the Culture. The report incorporates the challenges associated with the ASI and the committee's recommendation for improving the working of ASI. It is a centrally protected monument list includes the largest number of minor monuments with no national significance. For instance, list includes 75 graves of the colonial era soldiers or officials of no notable importance. Provision of 100-meter centrally protected monument list includes the child number of monument with no national significance. Provision of 100-meter protected area, 100-meter protected area, 300-meter regulated area around all ASI protected monuments invites criticism from the local community as they find it difficult to carry out the necessary repair work for the residential houses. The provision was introduced in 2010 through an amendment of Ancient Monument and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1958. The restoration is being done without taking cognizance of the original design beauty of the monument. Recommendation: ASI should be rationalized and categorized on the basis of the national significance. Archaeological sites in India rationalized, categorized, national significance, unique architectural value, national significance and unique architectural value, specific heritage content. ASI should be divided into two wings, namely ASI look after the core mandate, exploration, excavation and conservation aspect. India Heritage Development Corporation to deal with ASI and India Heritage Development Corporation to deal with ASI's entire revenue. Advanced technology like LIDAR, ground penetrating radar, 3D scanning should be used for enhanced accuracy and efficiency of excavation. जो भी excavation होना चाहिए, it should be accurate and efficient like LIDAR. Advanced technology like LIDAR, ground penetrating radar and 3D scanning. LIDAR, 3D scanning, ground penetrating radar. Advanced technology like LIDAR, ground penetrating radar, 3D scanning should be used for enhanced accuracy and efficiency of excavation. Archaeological Survey of India, headquartered in New Delhi, founded in 1861 by Alexander Cunningham, the first Director of ASI, Ministry of Culture, Agriculture, Research and Protection of the Cultural Heritage of Man, regulates all the architectural activities in country as per the provision of Ancient Monument and Archaeological and Remains Act 1958, regulates the Antiquities and Architecture of 1972. Meri Mati Mera Desh campaign is a nationwide people-led initiative to commemorate the 75-year India's independence, celebrate the many achievements of the nation, and involves paying tribute to the Veers who protect our nation. New Parliament gates and their guardians. New Parliament has 6 entrances, each significance a different role. Out of these, 3 are designed as ceremonial entrances to welcome the special guests and to mark special events. Ceremonial entrances have also been named as Gyan, Shakti and Karma. New Parliament gate and their guardian. न्यू पार्लियामेंट में 6 एंट्रेंस है. एक डिफरेंट रोल है. 3 are designed as ceremonial to welcome special guests to make special event. Ceremonial intentions have been also been named as Gyan Shakti Karma, representing the Indian knowledge system, patriotism and artistic tradition. Ceremonial intentions and their guardian. Gaj Dwar, ठीक है, नॉर्थ गेट. गरुण द्वार, गज द्वार, नॉर्थ गेट represent the Gaj Dwar, represent the wisdom, wealth, intellect, memory, and also embodies the inspiration and aspirations of the elected representatives is of the democracy. Inspired by similar statue at the Madhukeshwar temple, बनवासी कर्नाटका. गरुण द्वार ईस्टर्न गेट. गज द्वार नॉर्थ के बाद ईस्ट गरुण. Eagle like Garud, which signifies the aspiration of the people and the administrator of the country, inspired by a similar statue of the Nayak, a period sculpture from the Kumbakonam, Tamil Nadu. फिर आता है साउथ. अश्वर नाम southern gate. Here horse standing alert, ready with a symbol of endurance, strength, power, speed, and also describing the quality of the governor, inspired by a similar statue at the Sun Temple, Kunna Odisha. Public intentions and their guardian. Shardul Dwar, Western Guard, mythological creature Shardul, symbolizing the power of the people of the country, inspired by a similar statue at Shiv Temple at Sihonia in Morena, Madhya Pradesh. Siona. Shardul, mythological creature Shardul, symbolizing the power of the people of the country. Shiv Temple at Sihonia in Morena, Madhya Pradesh. फिर आता है नॉर्थ में. फिर आता है हंसा द्वार, reminding the people of the power of discernment and civilization as essential feature of democracy, self-realization and discernment. Vijay Vitthal Temple, Hampi, Karnataka. Makar Dwar, mythological aquatic creature. Makar represents unity and diversity among the people of the country, inspired by a similar statue at the Hoshaleshwar Temple at Helibetu. Vijay Vitthal Temple at Hampi, Karnataka. चौसठ योगिनी टेम्पल. बहुत सारे भाई एथिक्स में हैं. ओके, नॉट मच, खत्म हो जाएगा. Okay, Chaucer. It is believed that the design of the old Parliament building was inspired from Chaucer's Yogini temple located in Mitoli village in Madhya Pradesh. Old Parliament building was designed by the architects Elvin Newton and Herbert Baker. The Grand Chaucer's Yogini temple is circular. It is believed that the design of the old Parliament building was by Chaucer's Yogini temple in Mitoli village in Madhya Pradesh. Chaucer's Yogini temple located in Mitoli village. Mitoli village कहाँ पे? मध्य प्रदेश में. The old Parliament building was designed by the architect Elvin Newton and Herbert Baker. The Grand Chaucer's Yogini temple is circular with 64 chamber dedicated to 64 yoginis, for the central shrine dedicated to Shiva. The 64 yoginis are believed to be powerful warriors and the successor. It was built around 1323 by King Devapala of Kaccha Pagata dynasty. 1323 King Devapala Kaccha Pagata dynasty. चौसठ योगिनी टेम्पल की बात करते हैं. नाउ दिस इज स्टैचू ऑफ वर्णन. मध्य प्रदेश गवर्नमेंट एडमिटेड 108 फीट टॉल स्टैचू ऑफ आदि शंकराचार्य इन ओमकारेश्वर एंड स्टैचू ऑफ वर्णन. आदि शंकराचार्य ऑल्सो नोन एज जगत द गुरु वाज द फाउंडर ऑफ द अद्वैत वेदांत. आदि शंकराचार्य, अद्वैत वेदांत, नॉन ड्यूलिज्म, जगत गुरु. 8th century was born in कलादीन, केरला. स्टैचू ऑफ यूनिटी सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल, केवड़िया, गुजरात में. स्टैचू ऑफ इक्वलिटी श्रीनिवास रामानुजम, हैदराबाद में. स्टैचू ऑफ पीस जैन मॉन्क आचार्य श्री विजय वल्लभ सुरीश्वर, राजस्थान. स्टैचू ऑफ पीस विजय वल्लभ सुरीश्वर, राजस्थान. स्टैचू ऑफ प्रॉस्पेरिटी नारद प्रभु कंपेगौड़ा, बेंगलुरु में. और ये वन्नस हो गई आदि शंकराचार्य इन MP. उसके बाद आते हैं एंशियंट स्टेट शिप बिल्डिंग मेथड, टंकाई मेथड. रिसेंटली द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कल्चर कोलैबोरेटेड विद द इंडियन नेवी टू कंस्ट्रक्ट एन एंशियंट एंड स्टेट शिप. द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कल्चर fully funded this project. The Indian Navy is overseeing the ship design and construction. Under the project, 21 meter stitch ship will be made using an ancient technique of constructing a ship by stitching the planks to the wood using the rope, cords, coconut fibers, and natural resins and oil. These ships constructed by the stitching wooden plank together rather than using the nails offer flexibility, durability, making them less susceptible to damage from shoals in the sandbar. The idea of the ship design was taken from the Ajanta painting of a stitch ship. Ancient trade route. Ministry of Culture has recently joined hands with the Indian Navy and the Goa-based Hodi Innovation to reconstruct ancient Hodi Innovation, ancient stitch ship. The animation of the ship at that sailed the ocean on Indian ancient maritime trade route toward the south and the southeast region. The initiative is in synergy with the Ministry of the Culture Project Mosam. Project Mosam aims to reconnect and re-establish the communication between the countries of the Indian Ocean world to create an understanding of the cultural values and the concern. Reconnect, re-establish communication between the countries of the Indian Ocean world to create understanding of the cultural values and the concern. It aims to rebuild the maritime cultural connection with the 39 countries bordering the Indian Ocean. The Indian Ocean trade route in the Southeast Asia, India, Arabia, and the East Africa, beginning at least as early as the 3rd century BC. West Coast port. बारिकाया, सुपारा, सिलेना, समीलिया, मैंगलोर, पलेबटना इतना। ओके, वेस्ट कोस्ट पोर्ट, इंडियन के एशियन पोर्ट, इंडिया के ईस्ट कोस्ट पोर्ट। अच्छा, ईस्ट के साइड में ताम्रलिप्टी, चरित्रपुर, पलूरू, दंतपुर, कलिंगपट्टनम, पिथुंडा, सोपात्मा, घंटासाला, पोडुका, फुहार, कोरकई, कैमरा, बैरीगाया, सुपारा, कैलिना, समीला, मंडागोर, पलेपटामा, मलीझीगारा, अरुणा नोबस, बैजेंटाइन, नौरा, तिंडी, मुजरी, नरसिंडा. Some of the important trade route. Okay, ancient maritime and the cultural link to the south and the southeast Asian local traders known as Sadhava. Local traders जिनको साधव्स कहते थे, used to sail through the place of the southeast Asian like Bali, Sumatra, Ceylon. ठीक है, साधव्स. This maritime highway linked the Roman Empire and the India through Red Sea. The trade was in like spices, ivory, pearls, and precious gemstones. Silk Road, an oval Red Sea trade. Okay, Roman Empire and India. Silk Road, an overland trade route is supposedly stretching all the way across the Asia from Xi'an in China. An overland trade route especially stretching all the way across from Asia from Xi'an in China to Antioch in Turkey. Xi'an in China. Now, Kok-Borok language. Kok-Borok language is a language spoken by the Borok people belonging to the Tripura. Borok is a branch of the Boro people. Borok, एक है कोक बोरोक. Borok people is a branch of the Boro people of Assam belonging to the Sino-Tibetan linguistic group and racially Mongoloid. Kok Borok belong to the Tibeto-Burman family and has a close relative with the other language like Bodo, Garo, Demsa. Daulat Ahmad wrote the first Kok Borok grammar. Daulat Ahmad, 1897. Kok Borok language, Tripura, Borok people. It is one of the state language of the Tripura. It is declared the official language of the Tripura Tribal Area Autonomous District Council. Sangeet Natak Amrit Award. Recently, 84 artists were conferred Sangeet Natak Amrit Award. National honor bestowed by the country on performing artists, teachers, scholars in the field of performing art to honor the Indian artist. His Seva was 25 years who have not been accorded any national honor in their career so far. This is the one-time award by the Sangeet Natak Academy. 1 lakh besides the Tamrapad and Ranga Vastram Award presented by the Vice President of India Sangeet Natak Academy. 1953 apex body in the field of the performing god and autonomous body. 1953 autonomous body under the Ministry of Culture for the preservation promotion of the vast intangible heritage of the India's diverse preservation and the promotion of the intangible heritage of the India's diverse cultural expression forms of music, dance and drama. Sangeet Natak Academy Fellowship Ratna. Okay, new national award name राष्ट्रीय विज्ञान पुरस्कार जो acknowledge the remarkable contribution made by the scientists across the diverse fields of science and technology. Their domain including the physics, chemistry, atomic energy, space, remuneration from any domain including the gender parity will be ensured. Scientists, technologists, innovators working in government, private sector origin or individual working outside the condition, people of Indian origin staying involved with exceptional contribution benefiting the Indian communities. Next selection process selected by the Rashtriya Vigyan Puruskar Committee headed by the Principal Scientific Advisor. Rashtriya Vigyan Puruskar Committee Principal Scientific Advisor to Government. It will comprise of a Secretaries of Science Department, Member of Science and Engineering, Scientist and Technologies. Award will be launched on 11 मई. 11 मई को National Technology Day. 11 मई National Technology Day. Award ceremony will be held on 23 अगस्त. Awards shall be announced on 11 मई. Award ceremony होगा 23 अगस्त को. National Space Day. All awards will have a medal. Raman Magsaysay Award. असम बेस्ड ऑन्कोलॉजिस्ट असम में बेस्ड एक ऑन्कोलॉजिस्ट है जिनका नाम है रवि कानन इस अमंग विनर्स ऑफ द 2023 रेमन मैग्सेसे अवार्ड. 1957 में बना था रेमन मैग्सेसे अवार्ड. इस रिगार्डेड द एशियन वर्जन ऑफ द वर्ल्ड प्राइज. इस नेम द रेमन मैग्सेसे द 7th प्रेसिडेंट 1953 ऑफ फिलीपींस. रेमन 7th प्रेसिडेंट है फिलीपींस के 1957. रेमन मैग्सेसे अवार्ड फाउंडेशन ऑनर्स इंडिविजुअल ऑफ द कम्युनिकेशन इन नेचर एवरी ईयर फॉर द सोशल कंट्रीब्यूशन एक्टिविटीज. ओके, अवार्ड कैटेगरी विज्ञान रत्न लाइफ टाइम हो गया. विज्ञान श्री डिस्टिंग्विश कंट्रीब्यूशन. विज्ञान युवा शांति स्वरूप भटनागर साइंटिस्ट अप टू द एज ऑफ 45 ईयर. विज्ञान टीम रिकॉग्नाइज द 3 मोर साइंटिस्ट रिसर्च. ओके, नेक्स्ट बात करते हैं एथिक्स. इन द लास्ट वीडियो के लिए नोटिस दैट द टेंडेंसी ऑफ द कंज्यूमरिज्म हैज बीन राइजिंग अमंग द पीपल. दिस टेंडेंसी वाज मोर प्रेजेंट इन द वेस्ट बट नॉट एवरी कंट्रीज लाइक इंडिया हैव आल्सो कम अंडर दिस. दिस इज मैनिफेस्टेड इन पीपल रनिंग बिहाइंड मल्टीपल गैजेट्स लग्जरी एक्सेसरीज व्हिच दे माइट नॉट नीड बट दे डिजायर. टू बी कनेक्ट विद द लिटिल इज डिफिकल्ट. To be content with little is difficult. To be content with much impossible. Mary. Okay, consumerism. Consumer is the idea that increasing the consumption of the goods and the services purchased in the market is always a desirable goal, and that a person's well-being and the happiness depend fundamentally on obtaining the consumer good and the material possession. Consumerism is an analogy where the consumers are motivated or manipulated to buy something even if they don't really need it. It's mainly derived by the lifestyle obsession instead of necessity. For example, replacing a perfectly working mobile phone or laptop because a new model is launched is based on the essential possession of the material wealth and thing making a person happy and satisfied. This necessity is used as a tool to show off one's wealth to the state. This was called conspicuous consumption by the Thorsten Veblen in the 19th century economics. As per the economics, strengthened the economy by increasing the demand and the production, and by on the other hand, it harmed the society and the environment. Increasing demand, production, and harm the society and the environment. Consumer is driven by four factors, mainly advertising. The first driving force of consumer is introducing a vast industry that includes the power of persuasion, credit card debt, credit card, store card, payday loans, buy now, pay later schemes, all bring the forward or expenditure. This stems from the realization by capitalism that the life cycle of the product could be planned and managed. Obsolescence. Tendency to have more than one. For instance, 3 cars for one house rather than 1 car per household. 3 cars for one house rather than 1 car per household. Okay. Consumer always hope for the best and the latest products and the services. They expect that the product owner will always share true information about the product. Consumer always hope for best and latest products and services. They expect that the product owner will always share true information about the product. The advertisement which manipulates them should be avoided. The main objective is to enhance their profit and increase the market share of their product. They work toward the demand. They work according to the demand of the brand. They do not consider much about the interest of the consumer. Their motive is to ensure welfare of all, both consumers and the companies. They regulate the market activity, but they control. Their motive is to ensure welfare of all, both consumer and company. They regulate market activity, but they can't control consumer when it is done through legal means. The laws should be utilized on a sustainable manner so that it does not cause negative externalities on environment such as pollution. Ethic values undermined by consumerism. It promotes undesirable means in order to achieve and both consumer and the brand can resort to means which are not ethically correct. For instance, advertisement, beauty and the cosmetic services can the products will change the user. Promotes undesirable claim. Subordinate consciousness. In consumer, a person just thinks about buying product and creating collection. In this race, he loses his consciousness, that is awareness of one's thoughts and the feeling. This rejects them from taking right decisions, doing shopping for the social media upload. Okay. Subordinate consciousness. Equity, equality. It has been found that in society which are driven by consumerism, they have huge disparities. Some people live lavish while others' basic needs are not fulfilled. It undermines the effort of the social justice, fair division of resources, fair division of resource, opportunity and privileges. Most of the religion societies propagate that satisfaction will bring inner solace. उनको लगता है कि that it will propagate that satisfaction will bring inner solace. However, tendencies like consumerism are against it. It also includes the loss of the traditional culture and values, the decline of the altruism and community. Worry the basic tenets of society. Most of the religion society propagate that satisfaction will bring inner solace. However, tendencies like consumerism are against. Satisfaction ही नहीं आता. It also includes the loss of traditional culture और हमारे values, the decline of altruism, community. The earth provides enough to satisfy every man's need, but not every man's greed. Derive selfishness. Consumerism ultimately creates selfish society in which the people just think about their need. Many people spend lakhs on the clothes. This amount can be utilized to support the education of poor children. And increase in demand naturally increases production, and leading to a change in the land use, threatened biodiversity, generation of more waste, emission of pollutant. For instance, in pest industry, skin of different animals used to make leather product, they have put certain species on the verge of extinction. Also, changing mobile phone every year leads to generation of more e-waste. Okay. Sphere. Society with limited consumption, society with hyperconsumption. Social justice as well. People cherish principle of humanity. People follow lifestyle in which adequate care of environment is taken on. People are psychologically fit. Certain sections of society owns more resources than they actually. So social justice नहीं होती. Humanity is being replaced by the selfishness. Pollution is also replaced and are being witnessed. Stress, anxiety, insecurity, and depression are among common in the striking a balance between the needs and the desire. Adopting ethical consumption. It promotes practice of purchasing product and service in a way that minimizes negative impact on the social or the environmental consequences. Ethical consumption. These subjects need to be part of the curriculum at all levels of education. Moral education, consumer education, financial literacy program need to be covered. Corporate should adopt the stakeholder promoting corporate responsibility. Corporate should adopt stakeholder capitalism instead of shareholder capitalism. Stakeholder capitalism proposes that corporation should serve the interest of all their stakeholders and not just shareholders. Curtailing advertisement stakeholders. All their stakeholders, not a shareholder. Regulating authority like Advertising Standard Council of India should keep eye on advertising which try to manipulate the consumer. Celebrities and influencers should become role model for others by practicing responsible consumption, by making sustainable choices. Consumption करना चाहिए responsible, making sustainable choices. It can be controlled by imposing taxes on the luxury good, giving incentives for sustainable practice. is more importance should be given to initiative life lifestyle, life for the lifestyle for empowerment, life volunteer of the civil society organization can carry out awareness drive to combat consumerism and promote sustainable living. Consumerism is a never-ending chase. Please pause, reflect, and make conscious choice. Pause, reflect, and make conscious choice. Never-ending chase है. Pause, reflect, and make conscious choice. Let's prioritize what truly enriches our life rather than what simply fills our spaces. It's time to consume with intention rather than just to seek attention. Okay. Ethics of a mediator. In the present time, the media has floated issue with the power investigation and a trial and ultimately branding him as a criminal even before our court of law has delivered judgment. In this corner, Supreme Court directed the Union government to prepare guidelines on how the police should brief the media about the ongoing investigation in order to prevent media trial. It is generally considered the process in which the media publishes their own version of the fact in newspaper, news website, and news channels in order to sensationalize the news. This sensationalize the news. The function of the media is seen as an invasion of the domain of the judiciary by conducting indirect trial parallel with the court. In some cases, it has been noticed that the irresponsible media briefing by police officers during ongoing investigation enable the process of media trial. Enable the process. Irresponsible media briefing. Statements made by the accused under the 161 before the police and 161 before the judicial magistrate or CPRC were released to the media. The free trial is the foundation of justice. Anything which may make justice biased toward the accused should be avoided. The accused expect that the media will show things without fabricating the facts that the fake victim family member expect that their identity, personal information will not be revealed by the media. Also, they hope that the media will help them in getting justice in the protection and the protection and the safety of the witness is crucial in the entire justice. Equation, their stake lies in the media not disclosing. Their stake lies in media not telling the identity, reporting the truth, acting as the fourth pillar of democracy, managing the commercial angle connected with the popularity and the viewership. The general public expect that the socially significant issues are given priority, honest and honestly reported by the media without bias, prejudice, or any vested interest. Key ethical issues with the media trial: credibility of the justice. It undermines the principle of the innocent until proven guilty, which advocates that every accused is presumed innocent until proven guilty by the law. ROC Hemraj murder case. It also leads to the contempt of court, disrespect or discrimination towards the court by entering into the domain when sub judice cases is under trial are being discussed by the expert in media. The opinion can affect the perception of the justice toward the accused victim. Jaslin Kaur harassment case. ROC Hemraj. Whoever controls the media controls the mind. Article 9 in the Constitution guarantees the right to a fair trial with a part of the right to life and liberty, threatens the right to privacy. The identity, personal information of the accused and the victim is released, which can threaten the identity, personal of the accused and the victim is released, which can clearly affect the public image of an individual. Example, Sushant Singh Rajput case. It violates the key principle of the media ethics such as truth and accountability. It goes against the idea of the responsible journalism. Challenges in controlling the media today. Ineffective self-regulation of media. In India, organizations like News Broadcasting and Digital Standard Authority and Broadcasting Content Companies have been set up. Broadcasting Content Complaint Council has been set up as an internal self-regulatory mechanism for television, news and entertainment respectively. Television TV के लिए होती है News Broadcasting Digital Standard Authority और entertainment के लिए Broadcasting Content Complaint Council. The media does play a vital role in our democracy, and if we cannot depend on journalistic ethics, the nation is in trouble. Like a the mechanism has been very effective as the bodies are lack statutory. This mechanism has not been very effective because there is statutory backing नहीं है. Now we have to maintain the balance between the media, freedom of media and the media trial. Under Article 19 of the Constitution, media enjoy the freedom of expression, but at times misuse by engaging media trial. Also, for regulating agencies, it becomes difficult to decide what constitutes a media trial, as there is no clear definition or guidelines in case of investigative journalism. Rise in social media. With the rise in the internet penetration, social media has emerged as a new platform for the media trial. Example, sharing of the sensationalized or the fake posts to alter the public opinion. The media could not be policed from without and had to be policed from within. Without. Okay, way forward. Creating a right balance. Creating a balance between the right of the accused and the media. In sensitive cases, media can delay reporting of certain aspects until the trial is over. In Sahara India Real Estate Corporation of India versus the Supreme Court highlighted the need for delicate balance between the right of the accused and the media right is to report. Organisms like Broadcasting and Digital Standard Authority should create comprehensive guidelines, especially for sensitive cases such as national security issues like reporting 26 का attack. Media should reveal the facts figure only after scrutinizing the authenticity. Media channels should regulate opinion-based reporting, that is either favoring or defaming any person, party. Rating don't last. Good journalism does. The Press Council of India should emphasize and encourage the implementation of the Press Council of India should emphasize as well as encourage the implementation of the Code of Journalistic Conduct. Code of Journalistic Conduct. Code of Journalistic Conduct defines the boundaries of the media. 2010 Press Council of India emphasized and encouraged the implementation of the Code of Journalistic Conduct. It defines the boundaries of the media and the proper code of conduct to be followed by the journalists. It implements the recommendations of the Social Law Commission. A prohibition on the dissemination of the material that is harmful to the accused effective from the time of detention. The High Court should have the authority to delay the publishing or in order to delay the delay of publishing or transmission in criminal cases. Although right to freedom of press flows Article 19 of the Constitution, it is a moral duty of the media to show that the truth is transparent and to in a very objective manner to preserve the right to life under Article 21 of the Citizen. Also in the context of a Supreme Court directive on media briefing, certain global best practices of various police departments across the globe, that is New York, London, they having handbooks dealing with the media relation can serve as a good example. Okay, self-regulation on the media. Supreme Court observed that there is a need to strengthen and fine-tune self-regulation mechanism to bring discipline in TV channels as the present system lacks teeth. Current mechanism of self-regulation usually in areas discussed below. Cable Television Network Amendment 2021, Cable Television Network Rule 1995. Three-level self-regulation by broadcaster, self-regulation by authorities created by the news broadcaster, oversight by the central government. Viewer can file a complaint directly to the broadcaster, which has to respond within the 15 days. Grievance redressal. ओके स्कीम इन न्यूज़ की बात करते हैं. आत्मनिर्भर भारत रोजगार योजना. आत्मनिर्भर भारत रोजगार योजना सप्लाई द इनिशियल एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन गोल्स लीडिंग टू अ जॉब क्रिएशन. टू ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है? टू इंसेंटिवाइज द एम्प्लॉयर फॉर द क्रिएशन ऑफ द न्यू एम्प्लॉयमेंट अलॉन्ग विद सिक्योरिटी, सोशल सिक्योरिटी बेनिफिट, रिस्टोरेशन ऑफ द लॉस ऑफ द एम्प्लॉयमेंट ड्यूरिंग द कोविड-19 पेंडेमिक, रिड्यूस द फाइनेंशियल बर्डन ऑफ द एम्प्लॉयर्स ऑफ वेरियस सेक्टर इंडस्ट्री इंक्लूडिंग द MSME एंड टू encourage them to hire more workers. Okay. It is being implemented through the employees EPFO. Ayushman Bharat Rozgar Yojana commenced on October 2020 with registration of only 3 okay. The government later extended the registration to 2022. The benefit shall be available for a period of 24 wage month from the date of registration of the new employee by the employer. The number of employees with a universal account number for whom employer has remitted EPF establishment already registered before the commencement of this scheme shall have to employ over reference base a minimum of 2 new employees if the reference base of employees is less than or equal to 50, minimum 5 new employees. For new establishment getting covered register. Okay, for the establishment employing up to 1000 employees, the government will pay 12% employee and 12% employer contribution. For establishment employing 1000 से ज़्यादा, the government will pay employees 12 employees CPA contribution 12% in respect of the new employees. 12 employee, 12 employer, 12, and it should be receive fewer than 1000 employees in September must still receive employee. Okay, an employee drawing monthly age of 50 and eligible. Now places in news in India. Gujarat Surat first largest indigenous, पहला सबसे बड़ा 7000 मेगावाट का ककरापार न्यूक्लियर पावर स्टेशन मुंबई महाराष्ट्र में. फर्स्ट केस ऑफ जीका वायरस हैज बीन रिपोर्टेड इन मुंबई महाराष्ट्र. शिवमोगा डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऑफ कर्नाटक रेयर साइटिंग ऑफ द एशियाटिक वाइल्ड डॉग ढोले वॉज एनकाउंटर्ड. कोले वेटलैंड केरला. कोले वेटलैंड फिर द थ्रेट ऑफ एलियन प्लांट. कोले वेटलैंड कहाँ पे है? केरला में एलियन प्लांट है. फिर ये है नदुगानी नीलगिरी तमिलनाडु. लायन टेल मकाऊ वर स्पॉटेड इन फॉरेस्ट होता है नदुगानी या नीलगिरी. भोज वेटलैंड मध्य प्रदेश. NGT हैज बैन द ऑपरेशनल ऑफ द क्रूज बोट. Bhoj wetland Madhya Pradesh. National NGT has banned the operation of cruise boat in Upper Lake in Bhopal and other wetland site. National NGT has banned the operation of the cruise boat. Jorhat Assam primatologists have suggested rerouting of 1.6 kilometer long railway track that passes through Holangapar Gibbon Sanctuary. Purana Killa really largest excavation indicate that an elite class of citizen was staying there. Okay. Hawaii, US, the Kilauea volcano has erupted. Morocco has experienced an earthquake of 6.8 magnitude. Morocco has experienced इतना 6.8 meter epicenter near Marrakech. Eritrean Defense Force already committed war crimes and Bolshevik crimes against the humanity in Tigray. Eritrea, Ukraine missile explosion in the Kastyanakive city. Armenia MOU with India on the cooperation with sharing successful digital solution. Armenia digital solution. Uganda 48 African countries adopt. Uganda में 48 African countries upon Kampala Ministerial Declaration on Migration. Environment and Climate Change. Timor India has announced the opening of an embassy in its capital city, Dili. Timor-Leste. Vanuatu political crisis has been witnessed in Vanuatu and Kenya. The first Africa Climate Summit. पहली अफ्रीका की क्लाइमेट समिट हुई है 2023 एंड विद द नैरोबी डिक्लेरेशन. पहली अफ्रीका क्लाइमेट सर्वे इन 2002 जिम्बाब्वे करंट प्रेसिडेंट वॉज री इलेक्टेड. Sudan United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees adopted rupees 1 billion to support the peoples of Sudan. High Commissioner for Refugees. Okay. Gavin military officer declared coup after president wins disputed election. Burkina Faso military junta expelled French defense attaché. Okay. Mexico Supreme Court ruled that the state laws prohibiting abortion are unconstitutional and violate human rights. Libya eastern city of the Derna suffered massive flood damage. श्रीमान शंकरदेव ही वॉज अ वैष्णव से. श्रीमान शंकरदेव है शंकरदेव नाम इनका, लेकिन ये 15th सेंचुरी में थे, 15 to 16th century. He was a Vaishnav saint. He was born. Okay, he proposed the form of Vaishnavism called Ekasharana Harinam Dharma, a strictly monotheistic poetic work. Kirtan Ghosh, Harishchandra, Upakhyan, Kurukshetra Yatra, Fountainhead, Kirtan Ghosh, Harishchandra Upakhyana and Kurukshetra Yatra, Fountainhead of Ankiya Nat, Borgit, Bhano, Satriya dance, classical Indian dance form. Okay, begin the practice of setting up Namgad, house of recitation prayer, visual art. Sapt. Okay, PM Sri Narayan Guru, PM paid tribute to Sri Narayan Guru on his Jayanti. He was a Hindu saint and social farmer from Kerala. He propagated एक कास्ट एक रिलीजन एक गॉड एक रिलीजन एक कास्ट. along with the Padmanabhan Palbu founded the Sri Narayan Dharma Paripalana Yogam. Sri Narayan Dharma Paripalana Yogam for the upliftment and education of Isawa community. He launched the Aruvipura movement, one of the first movement for the equality of temporality. He lent support to Vaikom Sataka for temporality in 1994 to 1925. In Travancore, he work include the Dev Dasakam and Engineers Day. Mokshakundam Vishweshwarya. Engineers Day 15 September observed every year to celebrate the birth anniversary of Vishweshwar Stalpita Bangalore Agricultural University Vishweshwar College of Engineering. He was the architect of Krishna Raj Sagar Dam, Mysore में कृष्ण राज सागर डैम है. डिवाइस स्टील डोर्स टू स्टॉप द वेस्टफुल फ्लो ऑफ वाटर इन डैम. स्टील डोर्स टू स्टॉप द वेस्टफुल फ्लो ऑफ वाटर इन डैम. डेवलप वेरियस इरिगेशन सिस्टम. भारत रत्न अवार्ड 1955. उसके बाद है सर्वपल्ली राधाकृष्णन. नहीं एक मिनट पढ़ लेता. पंडित दीनदयाल उपाध्याय. ही वॉज born in उत्तर प्रदेश. ही वॉज अ राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ थिंकर, को फाउंडर ऑफ भारतीय जनसंघ. स्वदेशी इकोनॉमिक अडॉप्शन ऑफ स्वदेशी इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसी बेस्ड ऑन कल्चरल सिविलाइजेशन फिलॉसफी इंटीग्रल ह्यूमनिज्म एक आत्मा मानवता नॉन ड्यूलिस्टिक फिलॉसफी. 1940 started the monthly राष्ट्रीय धर्म पब्लिकेशन. started a weekly magazine पंचजन्य एंड डेली स्वदेशी. होता है सम्राट चंद्रगुप्त, जगत गुरु शंकराचार्य, अखंड भारत क्यों, राष्ट्र चिंतन. ठीक है. मेजर ध्यानचंद. The National Sport Day was recently celebrated in India on 29 August to commemorate the birth anniversary of our legend and Major Dhyanchand, Indian field hockey player, contributed majorly in the victory of the Indian team in 1928 Olympic. 1924 he was made the captain of the Indian team. He conferred the Padma Bhushan in 1956. Okay, Malati Meme. Akka. She was remembered as one of the first women martyrs of Assam, India's freedom struggle. She was one of the leading members of the anti-opium campaign in the tea garden of Assam. In 1921, she was killed for leading a fight against the foreign liquor and the opium push during the colonial period. Malti Meme. Akamengri Orang. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. Okay, he was the first Vice President of India on his birth anniversary. He is celebrated as Teachers' Day. He contributed India's philosophy to the Western world. He participated in Andhra Mahasabha. He was nominated for the League of Nations Committee for Intellectual Cooperation in 1921, acted as representative of India in UNESCO. Books are thought The Philosophy of Rabindranath Tagore, Indian Philosophy, Philosophy of Upanishad, Bharat Ratna, Peace Prize in German Book Trade, and here appointed at night. Thank you so much.